real deal here. Right?
Oh shit.
Oh shit. Oh, the springs are gonna get a little annoying. That's gonna be background.
Just don't touch it. That's it. You're good. Are we loud enough? It feels like it's quieter. Usually it's a little
Hello.
bit. That's better.
Better?
Yeah.
I
think so.
My ideas, so it's like right from the base.
Attaboy.
All right, Mike, what's up?
Welcome everybody. Sorry, the springs. I
right
forgot.
there.
You told me
just
already.
3 seconds ago.
Yeah. Welcome to season 2. We made it. There you go.
Cheers.
We got video. Hello, everybody. You can finally see us in our bunky little apartment here.
Yo, that theme song was sick, dog.
Yeah, glad you liked it.
So good.
Even though at this point when we're recording, you still haven't heard it?
No, I haven't heard it yet.
Yeah.
It's sick, dog. It's sick.
Expecting to like it. Well, why don't you give a little introduction for everybody here, for our esteemed guest, the first of second season.
All right, so first episode, second season, episode 27.
Yes.
We got our first guest, probably our most famous guest.
1 million listens on Spotify.
He's got like 3 million listens on Spotify.
Yeah.
8 billion listens on Spotify.
What is it actually, like 1.2 you said?
Yeah, something around there.
He's got how many songs out now? 3? 2? 2?
Three.
You got 3 songs out. This guy's a killer. His name's Derek.
I like that.
And that's it. It's a mononym. It's a mononym. It's Derek.
My
Nothing
name's
else.
Derek.
It's not local boy or
The man,
whatever.
The
I'm
man.
thinking about changing it to Derek Vox, but that's a whole nother story.
I don't know.
It's very difficult to do that.
D-Bomb was my favorite one so far.
That
was
will
the
never
OG.
die for some people.
It will never die. I'm always going to call you D-Bomb.
Dirty Derek.
Dirty Derek.
Only on Fridays.
Only on Fridays. For those of you experiencing this for the first time in video, we're doing video.
Yeah, welcome.
And if you are listening to the audio, this will be on YouTube as hopefully a full length. It's our first time trying it. And
Why
hopefully
wouldn't it be full length?
Well, we'll see how much of the video takes up like my storage space on my computer.
Mac problems.
Yeah, Mac problems. I didn't plan out enough USBs. I need another USB port.
When you go to
for
save it, you
a
can't
hard drive.
compress it.
Well, we'll see. It's already used like,
Come on.
oh man, it's using a lot. What I might do, we might take an intermission and I might upload it to the drive and then we'll come back.
Okay.
So we might do like 7 intermissions.
Good boy.
So
Oh,
we'll
God.
see.
It's going to be a patchy video. Everybody get ready.
It'll be patchy. It'll be all right. We'll call them P breaks.
You do realize
Ease.
if we have parts that you have to cut out, that you're going to have to cut it from the video as well. It's going to be a pain in the ass.
Hopefully we don't have to cut anything, so
That's awful.
don't be cross.
You can just slap them together
Yeah,
on 2 tracks and just do it all at the same
It'll be
time.
fine.
we'll figure it out.
It'll be fine.
Anyways, how's everyone doing? How you doing, Derek?
I'm doing pretty good. Lockdown. I guess we're not really in lockdown anymore, but
I think it's as of like this week, right? Like,
Yeah.
Well, I think Wednesday they're opening up into round 2.
all right, so that's the day before this comes out.
Yeah.
So we should be good to
Should
like.
be.
Do we get to sit inside restaurants now?
No, they're opening like everything out except for like indoor dining, strip clubs, and like
Oh,
something
damn.
else.
Just what I wanted
Yeah.
to do. I've been waiting a year and a half just to
Yeah.
go to a strip club.
You're definitely the kind of person that I'd find in a strip club.
Yeah, right.
You're uncomfortable in a bar. You're gonna go into a strip club.
Yeah,
I've never been to a strip club.
I hate strip clubs, man. It's so weird for me.
I went one time and it was probably one of the most traumatizing moments of my entire life.
I think was that the same time we went up to the VI.
Oh no, that was the second time I got. Okay, maybe twice. I've been
Yeah.
twice.
I didn't go to that. I didn't go to the basement of that place. That
It's
was
bad.
too sketch.
It's bad. No, but I went to.
Keep pure. Don't go.
I won't.
It's bad. Don't go.
I won't.
Good.
It's my
Don't.
pledge.
What was that from?
What?
Oh, it's Family Guy.
Family Guy?
Hey, Quagmire, do me a favor. Don't get married. Yeah, I wasn't. Good. Don't. I know I'm not going to. Yeah. Don't.
It's a pretty good impression.
Not bad. Not bad.
I'm not
at
very
all.
good at many impressions.
It's okay. You do enough to pass.
Yeah.
Impressions.
All right.
I'm pretty excited we got video going. This is
Yeah,
gonna be
this
interesting.
is gonna be weird. I gotta keep looking like there at that thing.
Not at your laptop.
What's up? Not at my laptop.
We got our makeshift decorations
Yeah.
that Mr. Dick threw together very quickly.
Yeah. We got a Canadian flag because today is Canada Day.
It is.
Happy birthday, Canada.
We are
Happy
celebrating
birthday,
Canada.
I got my Molson Canadian shirt on.
I've got a
Oh,
goat.
that's festive.
You got to go because you're just self-absorbed.
I'm the greatest of all time.
Self-absorbed.
Yeah.
He should be wearing that
no,
shirt.
that is GOAT. Greatest of all time has periods in between the letters.
Well, it says greatest of all time through the shirt. Maybe I'm just the greatest goat of all
Okay.
time.
Greatest coat of all time.
Fair
Yeah, we decked it out a bit. There's only so much you can see at the moment. Oh, it looks like it adjusted itself. That's cool.
Are you able to tell that it's Boba Fett now? I almost said, are you able to tell that it's Beta Fett?
That's Boba Fett lamp, but you can't really tell. We got an exit sign, which you also apparently can't really tell. We got our whiskeys, our Old Spice, empty bottles. Oh, that's a story there, eh?
Which one?
The Molson Canadian bottle with the drumstick in
Why?
it.
Well, tell it then.
So one time we were jamming back
Okay.
with the band when we were still jamming, and I'd finished that beer, or maybe one of the other guys did, and the drummer threw his stick in the air, and I shit you not, it landed like that, and we've never taken it out.
Where was the bottle?
It was like in my hand,
That's crazy.
like straight up, like I didn't even know it was happening. He just threw it, landed in the bottle, and I was like, well, that's never coming out. Put on the
Yeah.
shelf and called it a day.
And that's the Spumante Bambino we had for our New Year's episode.
Yeah, that was the first episode, right? No, the first official episode.
That was our first official episode.
Yeah.
That's where that champagne bottle came from.
Yep.
So
And
that's
then
going to stay there as well.
you
And
have
then that's
your-
my new fish tank decoration.
Your little burnt Darth Vader helmet.
Yeah.
Then we got Derek as an ornament.
And
on
we
the
got
backdrop
Derek.
there.
He's got better headphones than us. He's got...
They might not be better. They're pretty cheap.
They just look cool.
These are the cheap, I don't want to pay $200 for headphones beats.
How much do they cost?
$70.
Nice,
Okay.
nice.
And I got them
these
on sale. I got them
On
for
sale.
$42 on sale.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Bargain hunter.
Nice.
I'm Italian. By the time this comes out, too, we'll be one day away from Italy defeating Belgium. And if they don't, I'm going to look like a total twat.
How far in the series is that whole?
This is
soccer
quarterfinals
thing?
now.
Quarterfinals. Does that mean there's 2 more rounds?
Yep. They'll play the quarterfinals and the semis and the final.
Yeah. So
Three.
Are the
Three
Netherlands
more.
still in? I haven't been paying attention.
I think they played today or they're playing tomorrow. I can actually pull that up right now because I like to follow this stuff.
Oh, we have a plant. That's cool.
What kind of
Yeah.
plant?
I don't know what it's called. Does anyone know what it's called?
No. What do you mean? It looks like an ivy of some kind.
Green plant.
A what?
Green plant.
It's a green plant in a white sort of container. Pot.
Let's
It's a
see.
white pot. Yeah, man. I don't know. I wanted to spice it up a little bit and add some shit for people to look at.
It needed some color. It needed some pop.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I cut to
boy.
cover the blue walls. We got the Who flag up there. I don't know if it's in the frame, but we got the Green Day flag on the other side of you, above the fridge.
No way.
And then our Canadian flag.
So no, the Dutch are no longer in it.
That's awful.
No,
but
poor guy.
every team I thought was
Who's
going to
that?
win
Soccer.
did not win.
It's like basketball.
Croatia
Really?
out, France is out, Germany is out, and Sweden is out.
Germany's
England beat the Germans 2-0. So
Good.
there's your boys.
There you go. I haven't watched a single game, but congrats, boys.
Damn,
Good
they beat
job.
Germany. Damn,
I'm
I can't get over.
I'm gonna be a bandwagoner from now on.
There's-
I'm just gonna start hopping in.
Yeah, Netherlands got defeated.
Wonder if
Portugal
John
got
watched that
defeated.
game.
Croatia
The
got.
English game.
Who what?
I wonder if John watched it.
Oh, definitely not. He doesn't follow the
He doesn't
football
seem
either.
like a soccer guy to me.
No, but he's watching hockey like it's his own team playing.
Well, who's left now?
Tampa.
Tampa and Montreal.
Tampa
Yeah.
and Montreal.
Is that the final?
This is it. That was the first game last night.
Hot
So
damn.
yeah, this came out on.
What were they saying too? I watched on the news that this is the first time Montreal's made it to a Stanley Cup final in 63 years or something.
No.
like
It's been like 20, 30. It was in the 90s, I think they won.
I'm not sure. That sounds more accurate to me.
that? And I know it was a bunch of time, but whatever it was.
Yeah.
Before 2000 is a long time ago. So
Yeah,
either
that's
way.
like 21 years ago.
Dude, there were kids that were born in the 2000s that have a full driver's license now.
There are kids that are born in the 2000s that I think are in the NHL,
Yeah. That's
which is fucking insane.
That is crazy.
It's so weird. I was talking about this a couple weeks ago, and you probably feel the same thing too. Actually, probably I feel about you is like I remember I used to babysit some of our like local friends, and like I remember going to like watch them drive the first time, and then drink beer at the bar the first time, and I was like, dude, you're growing
That's
up way too
crazy.
fucking fast. Like slow the fuck
this is
down.
not cool.
Yeah, now we're old.
Yeah, now we're all old and getting drunk together at the bar.
And now the 95s can't hang.
95s could never hang.
I try. Me and Richard tried to hang that one time, but we were both wet asleep by like 10:30,
Oh, I'm getting a
and
phone
you
call.
ruined it.
Sorry, it literally says spam caller on the screen. We're gonna cancel that.
Why don't you mute the ringer?
I'm going to.
But yeah, we tried to keep up with you guys. I think the one time, or I don't know if were you there at the cottage that one time we were playing that weird Pong game that was diagonally across everything.
I don't think so, actually.
I don't know what that game was, but
That's Murder Pong.
Murder Pong.
Explain that, because
Fantastic
that
game.
was
We tried
I
to
played
play
it. And
it.
I was confused.
Okay, I'll explain on this table. Basically, you have 4 cups on each corner, and there's 2 people here and 2 people there. They're on a team.
They're on a team.
They're on a team, and they're on a team. So what you do is if you're in this corner, you got to sink all 4 of those shots.
Yeah.
And then once you sink a cup, they have to drink it and then flip it. And then that cup's
like a
gone.
proper flip, like a table flip.
Yeah, a proper
cup?
flip.
Oh, damn.
And then, so you're trying to work with your team on the other side of the table to get rid of your cups.
Okay. So that makes more
So
sense.
what if you sink all 4 cups
So you're
and they
getting-
haven't sunk any cups, they just keep shooting, you keep giving the balls back because
So
you're just
getting-
trying to
But
sink
you're
their
getting
cups.
messed up then.
Because I think by the time we actually
Yeah, it's
played
pretty
that
dangerous.
night at your cottage, I think I'd already had a few waters. So
Yeah, right.
and I was like throwing it diagonal. I was picking
It's
on
a
those.
high energy
I was
game.
going all over. I was throwing it whatever cup I felt like going to.
The only
Yeah, it's a
game
high
that I get
energy.
confused at with more is whatever you want to play, slap cup or stack cup.
How?
That game gets so I love it. Like I can follow it, but it just gets so chaotic because people are just yelling at each
Yeah.
other nonstop
Yeah.
for the whole time.
Yeah. The best game of that I've ever played, I think, is probably at your house. New
yeah?
Year's.
Yeah?
Yeah, we had a lot of people going at that.
It's insane.
Those-
it's absolutely insane.
Those New Year's parties were legendary.
They were good. I miss them. We'll see how the vid handles this New Year's, and maybe we'll do something. I don't know.
Well, you see all those jokes that as soon as they opened up into stage 1, like it just pissed rain for 2 straight weeks. Everybody was making the joke saying
Let's
that
turn it on the weather machine.
Doug Ford's cranking the weather
Yeah.
machine up.
They just don't want
Everything's
us to
open,
live.
but you can't go because it's raining and it's a patio.
Yeah. Good call.
Well played, Doug.
Yeah.
Well played.
God damn it, Dougie.
He's got a plan up his sleeve. He's
This
got
guy.
something to deter us from
Oh
partying.
boy. It's you know, speaking about the parties, I had an argument recently
Okay.
about which is better at a party, if you're smoking left-handed cigarettes or if you're drinking.
You know the old El Paso commercials?
What do you
Why
like?
not both?
Yeah, I mean, yes.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe bad.
Sometimes it may be good, and sometimes it may be shit.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I don't know
That's an
that
Italian soccer player. He was on the panel. They never put into context what question they actually asked him, but it's him just sitting there going, "Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit."
It's a pretty classic meme now.
Oh yeah,
one. I haven't seen that. I gotta look
But
out for that one now.
I had that thing, and they were going like, but like when you're not drinking, you're not like fun because you don't want to like let loose and everything. And I'm going, yeah, but when's the last time you heard of somebody dying from smoking a joint?
Well, it's
Yeah.
like imagine being a cop going to a party. You got to bust a bunch of guys who are high or a bunch of guys who are drunk. I'm picking the guys who are high because they're probably going to invite you in to hang out for a bit.
Who invited the strippers, dude? Oh shit. Yeah, but that's what I was saying. I'm going, worst case scenario, you die with too much drinking. Worst case scenario with pot.
You fall
You
asleep
eat-
with a hand in the bag of chips.
Yeah, really. That's what you've done that before.
Yeah. Yeah.
You literally have.
Guilty.
I woke up and he had his hand in the all dressed ruffles.
You were asleep
No,
with
I
your
didn't.
hand in
I
the,
did not.
in the chip bag?
Because I don't eat all dressed. It would have been regular only,
It was ruffles of some kind. I
You
thought
only
it was.
eat regular chips?
pretty much.
You're a
Sometimes
freak.
Doritos. Sometimes I'll have like the
You don't have Cheetos?
jalapeno Doritos. I'm not big
What
on
about the
Dorito-
blue
Cheetos.
Miss Vickies?
Aren't those salt and vinegar?
No, they're sour cream and onion, I think.
See, I can't do that either.
Oh, they slap.
No, man. I'm not a flavored chip guy. I can't do the sour cream onion. I can't do the salt and vinegar is the
Have-
worst.
Yeah, salt and vinegar is like mouth poisoning.
Have
It's
you had
bad.
the smoky bacon ruffles?
Yeah,
No,
they-
but
I-
I'd probably like that.
Yeah,
Right?
they're pretty
They
decent.
pass.
They pass.
I'm not a big chip guy.
I'm
so.
I'm gonna sound like I'm being racist, but I'm not. I'm just trying to pronounce the brand. They make ghost pepper chips,
Okay.
but the brand is spelled Pacqui, so it's either Paqui or Packy. So I don't know what it is, but no, for real, how would you pronounce that?
Fuckwe?
P-U
Oh, P-U.
P-A-C-Q-U-I. Yes, like
Fuckwe.
that's what I'm saying. Paqui
Yeah,
or
I've never heard
or
of them.
Packy.
Okay, well, it's
I'm
definitely not
being-
that one.
I'm not being racist.
It's definitely not that one.
They're good.
So clean your shit up. It's not that one.
I am. It's clean. It's clean. But they're dope.
I gotta stop putting my drink down so
Yeah.
hard.
We don't have coasters. So we don't even have like material. We have tissues. You can use that as a
we need
coaster.
Dick Van Coasters.
We do need Dick Van coasters. You want to grab a tissue and fold it into 4, fold into a couple quarters, and then you can use that. It might soften the blow a little bit. It's okay. I think the like the noise suppression software can actually like cancel it out.
The noise gate.
Yeah.
There you go. Here's the coaster.
I'm actually impressed.
It's gonna melt. It's gonna
dissolve.
Okay, I think we're okay actually. It's actually telling me how much it's using here. So we're at like 15-ish minutes of recording, and it's 1.25 gigs.
Oh, we're rolling.
So I think we're good.
Hopefully. Well, you have 14.
I had 14 left.
What are you doing?
I have 120 gigs. It's all like the editing software. It's like it's Adobe. That's what it is. It's Adobe. I should probably take Adobe off my laptop, but I need it for work. You know.
You could just do that on your big boy computer.
I could, but I need it for work at work.
So
Anyways,
don't you have a work computer?
At my desk, but I like to be mobile. It's fun to just like go and work in different places, and you know.
Wow.
I don't know.
So adventurous.
I am. I spent, my last week of work was not a work week. I was at a cottage for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday on a work trip where we just took photos.
That sounds nice.
It was nice.
And obviously tested the coolers.
Tested all the products, and then I worked Thursday, and I had Friday already booked off before my boss surprised us with that cottage trip. So Friday I went to the cottage, my family's cottage. That was my work week. I worked every day, like including a bit on the weekends, but I just
was it really considered work though?
No, it was kind of nice. I just took a few phone calls and like did some emails on the dock. You
should have put like an automated voice message. You've reached the office of Richard. Please leave your name, number, and a brief message, and I'll take your photo later. Bye.
I think you should make his voicemails.
There you go.
I'll get a celebrity to do it. Celebrities do that once in a while. Like they'll just do a thing where like, oh, if you win this contest, I'll do your voicemail for you.
That's funny.
You can also book a cameo.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was gonna say
you can do those cameos, and they send you a personalized video, and you can just be like, "Yo, here's like $30, however much the cameo is. Make me my voicemail."
That's it.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
No, it's not.
That's pretty
reasonable. Depends who the
Depends
celebrity
who it
is,
is,
right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not
They
gonna
all
get
charge different.
Probably The Rock is like $1 billion.
They don't all do it.
They don't.
Right.
It's just the ones that are.
I think Jack Black does them.
Running out of funds.
Jack Black would be sick.
Jack Black does them.
That
But I
would
think
be
it'd probably
sick.
be pricey.
He's like firing up TikTok pretty good lately. You seen
Yeah,
that?
I've seen
He's
some
hilarious.
of his stuff.
He's
Did you
good.
see his Star Wars ones?
Yeah, like the General Grievous one.
Yeah, when he's just
He puts
stacked on
himself
top.
on his back.
General Kenobi. He's just topless Jack Black with his Jesus beard. It's
He's
amazing.
a crackhead. I love it.
He has got to be the best.
He's crazy. He's definitely like he's got some screws loose or too tight. I'm not sure which one.
Maybe a
he's
little bit of both.
He's super
The screws are
talented.
gone.
Yeah.
He's super talented, and he's actually like a quick wit. So, I mean, he has to be smart to a certain degree, and he's just
To
funny.
a degree, yeah.
He's
I
just
think
hilarious.
he's just a goof.
He's a
and
class
genius.
clown.
Yeah.
He's
Class
good at
clown
singing.
is a good.
He's a class clown
The
who's good
damn
at singing.
guy. If his lyrics weren't so comical, he would be like Rock and Roll Hall of Fame material.
Well, when he sings like covers, it's like amazing. Like
One
he
day
hits high notes.
one
like-
day he's just gonna release an album and he's gonna break the internet.
yeah, he's gonna do a Michael Jackson cover album or something.
Ooh.
That would be amazing.
Well, there's got to be a new album coming soon because they did like the Pick of Destiny, and then they did like self-titled Pick of Destiny, and then they had Rise of the Phoenix.
Oh, you mean like Tenacious D?
Yeah, and
Okay.
then they just released another song late in 2020 called "Don't Blow It, Cage," but it was a single. So there's got to be either more music coming, or they just released an impromptu single, like a random song.
Maybe. That'd be exciting.
And there was Jack White was in "Don't Blow It, Cage." Yeah, and it was just him going, "That was the best solo I've ever heard." Like it was just him like making a joke about it.
Jack Black and Jack White in the same song.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Kyle Gass, obviously, because
Yeah.
he's a legend.
He's really good.
Have you seen his Instagram?
No.
It's just him sitting in his like beautiful like Malibu mansion, just playing guitar in his backyard, shirtless. It's amazing.
Must be nice.
Dude's living the life.
Right? That's your goal, right?
I guess.
Why don't you tell us a little bit
Maybe
about
not
your
the-
endeavors there, Derek?
My endeavors.
Because you're more famous.
Well, let's
than...
be more specific. Instead of
Yeah.
just asking such a general question, how about what is your drive to be a famous rock star? Actually, pop star.
What is my drive?
I don't know. What got you where you are? What made you wake up one day and be like, I'm gonna record some music and make this shit real?
Actually, there's a couple things. Actually, I did. I was super into Russ. I forget how long. It was probably 5 years ago.
I do remember that.
And he just did I want to see my fans' talent, so just do like a cover of my song, and then I'll tweet it out. And then someone just like messaged it to me one morning, and so I made the cover, and then he like responded with like a little paragraph of like stuff, and I was like, that's pretty cool. Like Russ just answered it, and since it's Russ, he has like, I don't know, probably 10 million followers.
That was on Twitter, right?
at the time, and stuff on Twitter goes crazy.
Yep.
And then I was like, okay, so I was like, I'm gonna be proactive, and I made another challenge, because the other one was, his song was called Cherry Hill, the one that I did. So I was like, I'm gonna make another challenge called the Wife You Up, which was another song, and then see if I can get another challenge going.
Okay.
And then he's just like answered with a bunch of, he gave me like a little paragraph, like compared me to a bunch of people, and I was like, holy shit. And then so I was like, at that point I was like, if he thinks that I'm really good, I was like, I mean, he wouldn't just like say that stuff to be nice.
Right.
And then
do you remember like what he said?
He compared me to Plain White Tees.
Oh shit.
And somebody else. He just gave like a description of like a bunch of different people, and I was like, that's kind of cool. And then I wrote 2 kind of random songs. One of them was the song that you were like, have you worked on that song that you heard a long time ago, Dangerous Woman? Yeah. I wrote that one and another one. And for my first time writing, they were pretty good. Like I would still like play them at a show or something like that.
I still enjoy them.
I mean, I'm sure Dick remembers at jam nights when you would break out some of your originals just with the acoustic.
Yeah.
And we would sit with your sister and go, he's going to be famous. She's like, oh, no doubt he's going to be famous one day.
Yeah, everyone seems to know that.
We'd joke with him and he'd go, yeah, right, whatever. Now he's, 1.2 million plays on Spotify.
1.2 million.
That's insane.
This guy.
But yeah, and then after I wrote those, I'm pretty like realistic with that kind of stuff. Like if someone shows me a song, I can be like, this is quality. This isn't quality. It's pretty easy to tell. Even like I write some stuff and I'm like, that sucks. Like I know I'm biased to my own music, but at the same time, I feel I can be pretty realistic. And then I just kind of said, hey, like these are pretty quality songs. Let's keep going. And that's literally pretty much from there is I just kept going. And it's more like at the beginning, it was like no one really knew that I sang. So I would like
fucking sure, I'll tell you that.
So then I was like release, like my Instagram was like all just like normal high school dude, and then I was like, I would post these and people were like, these are really good. And then definitely at first I was like, had no clue, and I was like, maybe I should keep doing this. And then after a while, like it turned into a passion, and now I like post because I have to.
Well, I've known you for fucking ever. And like the day you like were like, oh yeah, I'm gonna maybe like write this song, I was like, really? Like I was so judgy. I was like, you are gonna do music? Never seen you play a guitar in your life. Never seen you have any like public interest in music. Like even when we played our shows, you never really talked to me.
I didn't have any private interest in music either, to be totally honest.
Really? So it's just like one day it was like there, and then you were like, I'm gonna make a song, and then you made a fucking banger that got him 1.2 million streams.
I mean, essentially, like in high school, I was straight like sport. I wasn't even very smart. Like I did okay in school. I did okay in school, but I was
a dumbass.
I really just didn't know what I wanted to do. So I wasn't like super passionate about like getting any like good grades. And I was just like in the gym during lunch. And I mean, I was like, wasn't going to play no like D1 sports, but that's just like what I was interested in. And then in university, this all happened, and I would just pretty much made like the full switch. And yeah, it was pretty out of left field.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
It's pretty sweet.
All your entire friend group thought that too.
Yeah.
It was like, yo, you play music?
Because I think the first time I heard about it was when you had talked to Rich about doing a live stream on Instagram, and he messaged me and he goes, yeah, Derek wants to do this like live stream playing some music, and he needs like a couple people.
No, that was for the fair.
When we were practicing for the fair, and then you did a random live stream at the end of that. And then we got to take part. And that was like the first I was here. And he goes, yeah, Derek needs a band. And I was like,
yeah,
Derek needs a band.
So random.
I mean, we definitely weren't prepared for that, but I wish we were, because then we could have been like your first live band.
But I mean, those were I was doing most of them were covers, right? I think so.
At that time, you had maybe only 2 covers in that set list.
Fair enough.
You had like, I don't know if I'm allowed to like name drop the unreleased songs.
You can say whatever you want.
So there was Wasted, Dangerous Woman. What's the one that well, then there was the 3. So there was Last September, You Are the Light, and what's the third one? Shit.
Everyone always forgets this one.
I forgot the name, but it's what's it called? If I drink enough apple juice, maybe I'll drink.
Everyone ripped on you for that line, but I understand it.
Everyone thinks it should be alcohol.
It's
Yeah.
it's the guishki,
But
isn't
see,
it?
No, okay, apple juice. Like, okay, you're gonna explain it better
I
because you wrote
always
the
thought-
lyrics, but it like gives you dreams or something.
What
like that.
really?
It's kind of like I'm pretty sure it's not true. Like it's a myth,
Is it?
but
Is it a myth?
enough people know about it.
I
Yeah,
thought
I
you were
knew
referring
exactly.
to apple juice, like to whiskey, because it looks like apple juice in a glass.
Whatever the song means to you, bro.
Yeah, man. It's all
He's like,
subjective.
no. Yeah.
Damn.
It is. It is. So much of it is subjective because we do that. I do that so much with like music that I listen to. Like I'll just like change the lyrics to be the way that I think that they should be. But yeah, a bunch of people think that it should be alcohol, but the whole song and the whole idea of dreams is based around apple juice. So apple juice. And
Oh,
everybody
cool.
knows it as the apple juice song.
I don't remember what the name is either, and I have all these in one of my playlists.
Yeah.
One of my mellow playlists. I got the Derek songs in there.
Well, it's a good marketing thing. That's for sure. People know it as the apple juice song. It's not,
Yeah, I think Harley, when we were recording the song, he's like, man, I just don't know about this apple juice line. Like, it just sounds. And he was right because it's so out of left field. But then we end up being like, no, like, I think that's going to be like, I mean,
People
on
will remember
Spotify,
it.
I'll skip through a song in 1.2 seconds. So I was like, this would make me not skip.
Yeah, it's like a catch. It's like,
You
oh
hear,
shit,
I
what's
drink
the song
enough apple, and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
called? Okay, so what's the actual name of that song?
Meet me tomorrow.
There it is.
Right. That was the second one.
That was the second release.
Yeah.
See, I keep track. I'm
Yeah.
a fan. I'm a real fan.
Fair enough. Good for you. I'm impressed.
real boy.
Have to. You're
Yes.
my neighbor, sort of. We live close enough.
Baseball throw.
Literally. I could accidentally break your front window.
Oh my God.
Challenge accepted.
Well, that's cool. I don't know Russ. I know you. I remember those tweets though, where you were like, "Tweet this until Russ sees it." I remember that one specifically.
Yeah, that was after. That was after, and I was trying to get his attention again, and he never saw me again. So, thanks, Rose.
One of these days, you're gonna be sitting there, and he's gonna reach out and be like, "Hey, I need an opener," and then it's gonna be boom, fucking.
Yeah, that's.
You probably pass out, right?
No, I don't think I would. I feel like I wouldn't really get What is that called? Starstruck.
I think that's the right term.
I don't. Maybe I just haven't met someone famous enough to know what it feels like. But
Fair enough.
I really don't think I would.
Yeah, I can get that because you're being realistic about it.
Yeah.
Like I know when I've met like musicians that I like, and I'm pretty sure they're not even close to. I don't know like Russ that well. He's obviously like a more pop
Yeah, he's a rapper.
rapper. So like the bands I listen to are all like these indie underground like punk bands. So
Yeah.
when I meet them, it's a bit more like meeting
Fair
a
enough.
buddy.
Yeah.
But that's grounded me, I think. So
Just
when I
'cause
go to
they're not
Warp Tour and
superstars,
stuff,
yeah.
when I've been to Warp Tour, I meet people. I'm like, yeah, cool. Like I'm happy I met you, and then I just piss off to the next band.
I mean, out of the two of us, I know I don't know about you, but I know you've probably met a lot more musicians or anybody than I have. 'Cause I
Maybe.
really only had encounters with two not groups. I got to have a good conversation with Trevor Guthrie though.
Who's
when I
that?
was in
don't know who
Seneca.
that is.
He did and I don't even know if I survive.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
that guy.
Okay.
I got to meet. He played at Seneca, and I actually had a good buddy of mine, whose older brother plays in a band with Steven Tyler.
Oh, that's
They're
pretty cool.
called Proud Mary. It's ridiculous.
That sounds awesome.
So he was kind of talking about that, and then Trevor Guthrie's like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna go like over to the room they have me set up and get a drink. Like, you guys want to just come and tag along? We'll like have a conversation." We got to talk to him for a while.
That's sick.
That was pretty cool. He's
That's
actually a
dope.
really dope dude. And it was actually kind of a fluke how he made that song. He did it as like just an acoustic thing. He put it on YouTube. Like he had like a small following, and one of his buddies had heard it and said, "Yo, like I like kind of know the guy that produces with Armin van Buuren. Like this would be perfect as a house song. Like, you got that perfect voice." So they sent that clip in. And then Armin van Buuren ended up purchasing the song and all the rights to it and all that stuff, and
that's
made
cool.
it into what it was.
I
So-
think you've met someone more famous than I have.
That's sick.
And then I got to talk to what's it called? And that's only because of Remy. I got to talk to Crownlands,
Right.
and he had been to so many of their shows they actually remembered him.
Wow.
So we got on first name basis. With
Super fan
Crownlands.
over here.
They walked up. He walked up and he goes, "What's up?" And they go, "Hey, you're back."
That's awesome, actually.
I don't know if it was like an "Hey, you're back" or like a "Oh, he's back."
Yeah. You don't know unless you're on the other side.
Yeah,
I know,
exactly.
I mean, we tried to give them one of our business cards at the time when we had the shallow rooted cards, but I don't think
No,
it
probably
no.
just went to the back pocket.
Yeah,
and
pretty
it's a
much.
wash.
Yeah.
My biggest meet, or maybe my like coolest meet, is I met two members from Colorado at two separate times while randomly being in Toronto. So I met the guitar player. His name's Nixon Boyd. And I met him in Long and McQuaid on Bloor Street when I was going there to kill some time before one of our shows.
Oh,
and
wow.
I saw him at the rental shop because he was renting an amp for one of his own shows that night.
Wicked.
And I literally went up to him and I was like, hey, man, like, you just look a lot like Nixon Boyd. And he's like, yeah, I am Nixon Boyd. And I was like, oh, shit. And then for like 20 minutes, because we were both killing time, we were both just like going back and forth about gear and pedals and stuff like that. And we literally went to the pedal rack and we were pointing at different ones that we had and like
That's crazy.
talking about them.
That's
and
wicked.
like he literally walked away and was like, yeah, I'm going to go. And this is like when I was big on the soul food.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know that pedal, but it's a wicked
It's an
guitar
awesome pedal.
And he was like, yeah, I never tried it before, but I'm definitely going to try it now. I don't know if you ever did, but
That's wicked.
And
No,
then-
that soul food pedal is awesome
it's
too.
a great pedal. And then the second time I met the singer, his name's Menno, and he was with the sound guy they use. His name's Don, and we were literally outside of the junction, like we were all
the
just chilling there
Junction
by
City
that,
Music Hall.
waiting for our set to start. And they walked by, and I was like, "Holy fuck!" Like I think that's Menno, and I literally had no words because like this was like a big moment for
I
me.
know you're a
'cause
little bit of a fan of Colorado.
I'm a big Colorado fan, and it upsets me they're over. And I literally pointed at him. I'm like, "You're you." Like,
You're you.
I was like, I fucking love your band. I didn't know what to say. Like I was like so like. So I think that time that was the one that grounded me. I was like, that was a really inappropriate way
to
to
greet somebody.
greet somebody. You're you. I love your music. Instead of being like, hey, Menno, I'm a huge fan. You know.
I had a similar encounter kind of when I went to, you probably know Reliant K.
Yeah.
So I was at one of their shows with Switchfoot, and we're in line, we're waiting to get in, and this dude in a hood, all crouched up, kind of is walking through the line, and he bumps into me and goes, "Oh, sorry, man." And as he looks at me, it's Matt Thiessen,
Oh my god.
the singer of the band of Reliant
And
K.
he's just walking through the people.
Yeah, he was, but you could tell he wasn't trying to make a scene. And I looked around at the people I was with, and I'm like, that was fucking Matt Thiessen, just like body check me.
Snitch.
Damn.
I didn't say it loud because I didn't want everybody to look, but everyone was like, what the fuck? And he's like, still just crossing the street. He went across, got a coffee, came back.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, you got to meet the drummer of Billy Talent and like.
Yeah, I met him at
everybody.
a
That's
store.
pretty sick.
He was just doing a thing. They were doing like an auction for a drum kit for. I think they were auctioning off for MS because he has
Yeah.
MS. That's why he's not playing anymore.
Is he completely done now? I knew he wasn't touring, but he was doing studio stuff for them.
I don't know because they're not really public about it
Yeah.
because of like how. So I'm sure the reason they're not public is because it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I feel like if it was getting better for him, they'd probably be more public about it.
Yeah.
When I saw them live, he sat in for I think 1 or 2 songs, but I think you could see, like you could
He's
physically see
uncomfortable.
he was uncomfortable and in pain.
Yeah.
And so like he got
sucks.
off and yeah, it sucks. But now he's their photographer, so he's still like equally as
Oh
active
yeah.
in the
Well, he
band.
was one of the founding members, wasn't he?
He still sits in this recording studio
Yeah.
when Ratbeard, what's his real name? Drummer for Alexis on Fire. His Instagram is Ratbeard. Jordan Hastings?
Isn't he the one with the radio show as well? Or no, that's the
No,
screamer.
that's Wade McNeil.
Yeah.
Is it Jordan Hastings? It's Jordan something. Anyways, yeah, he's a wicked drummer though. Honestly,
pretty sweet.
He's so good.
I understand what you were saying with the inappropriate greeting, though. There was recently a video of Bieber that got released of all these people waiting outside of his apartment building, the entrance, and the bodyguards are trying to push through, and he stops and he goes and like quiets everyone and goes, "I understand if you want to come like when I'm out for lunch or if I'm out somewhere or you see me at a party." He goes, "This is my home. Like when you guys are done here, you're going to go home, you're going to kick your feet up and you're going to relax. Like this is my space. And the fact
Yeah.
you guys are here invading my shit is like completely not okay." So he goes, "I'm fine to see you guys anywhere else, but don't come to my home."
Yeah.
That's pretty good though.
Yeah.
That's a real message.
No
That's
kidding,
something
like,
that's
I feel
something to
so
be
bad
said.
for him.
I would too.
Well, he was what, like 15 when he got huge?
Yeah.
I took a drive down the bridle path a few weeks back just to like check it out because I was in the area.
Yeah.
But man, there is so much traffic going through there of people just driving slow to literally look at the big fence around Drake's house. Like you
Oh.
can tell which one is his because it's the biggest fucking fence. And no shit, he's got a big fence. Wouldn't you if you were Drake
Yeah.
living on the bridle path in the middle of downtown Toronto
Was
where
he-
you can get to?
One of his, 87 houses probably?
Well, it's like the one on I don't want to say the
OVO
street
house.
name. It's his one
Yeah.
house. I'm not gonna say the street in case people don't know, but I'm pretty sure it's public information at
It's
this
the
point.
one in the 6 that everybody knows.
Yeah, it's in the bridle path, and it's
Yeah.
one of the biggest houses there now.
I mean, I can imagine there's probably a few people that have houses on Bridle Path.
Yeah, there's
Like
another Canadian musician, like a blues guy. I forget his name, and my dad's gonna kill me for not remembering his name. but it's so obvious. Joe Walsh? No, that's not Canadian. No, something in that realm.
You ruined it.
Yeah, doesn't matter. Anyways, there's big names in there, obviously, but yeah, I wouldn't like. I guess where else do you live though? If you're like one of those guys.
Well, I mean,
Friday Harbor.
Where?
Friday Harbor.
in
Where's that?
Innisfil.
In Innisfil.
Oh, is that just
Really
like a
nice.
really dead end place or?
No, it's just like a super bougie random spot
Yeah,
in
it's like
Innisfil.
So that's out of the way. That's
In it-
probably a
It's
good
like a
spot to
gated
live.
community.
Innisfil,
Like
and then
JB has house there.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
really really nice.
It's all
Okay.
They're
vibes.
just building a resort now in Friday Harbor actually as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe I gotta
Looks-
check that out.
That's dangerous.
Looks like some shit out of like Bora Bora. Like it's ridiculous. Like the infinity pools,
Oh,
everything
like
is
proper
white.
nice.
Oh yeah, it's real.
Except there's no ocean in the view.
It's just Innisfil Lake. Yeah.
Is it not even like Simcoe?
I don't know what like
I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's on Lake Simcoe specifically, but it's like it's in Innisfil, so
Okay,
it's not like tropical oceans or anything like that.
Mikey, I think I need a re-up.
You need already?
You already opened another one.
That's my first drink. What do you mean?
Oh, I thought
Points,
I saw you
points to
open one.
my drink.
Hold on,
Mine's
actually,
here.
Derek, you're not a whiskey guy, are you?
No.
You want to do
No.
that?
I might do that.
Let's do it.
I brought the Bush Mills this time because I like that better.
Let me prepare these for us. Now everybody can see the process we go through. When you just hear it, now people get to watch.
Now it's really noisy. I really got to get dampeners for these.
We had.
You know what?
them,
I'm
but-
gonna go put some tape back on these in the middle while you pull this out. I want a Bush Mills. Do you want a Wisers?
I'll have whatever's open. That's
Okay,
fine. We'll
take
do
a
that.
Bush Mills. Derek, do you want to try it or no?
No, I'm
Okay,
good.
that's good. That's good. Feel
Is this
free
going to be an edit out, or are we just going to keep going here?
No, keep going.
Let's
I'm
do
just
it.
gonna walk over in front of the camera very carefully.
Let's get these guys. The nice frost. You want 2 or 1 cube?
Give me one. I'll be proper.
This is the whiskey stones and everything here.
Holy. I've never even seen that before.
Yeah.
That's fancy.
You never seen whiskey stones?
Nope.
My brother got the most bougie whiskey stones you could even imagine.
Of course he did.
They're like freaking. They're like.
Of course he did, right?
They're like slate, and they come in like a wooden case with like all this engraving and shit on it. Like, and then I look at him and I go, "What do you like? Do you have nice scotch at least? Like, he's got a bottle of nice scotch, but he's too cheap to actually drink it, so he just puts like freaking what's it called in it? He just has Gibson's.
Here, I'm gonna pass this to you next so you can do your own. I'm just going around the springs here at the bottom as well. Yeah, this is
I'm pretty
noisy.
privileged that we get all this fancy whiskey that that Dick brings for us.
Yeah, I've been getting into it. Oh, those are pretty heavy glasses, dude.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
No. No.
Cheers, Derek. How's your
Cheers.
drink doing there, buddy?
Cheers. It's good.
Do you need a re-up?
No, I'm at.
All right, cheers though
2
before you take that sip there.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Mike, put the tape on your thing.
Let that chill with the stone for a moment.
That's not chilled stone. That's one of the ones I brought back.
No, it's not. I took from the other side.
You sure?
Yep.
Okay.
Positive.
Tastes a bit warm. Sorry. This room is really warm.
You're a little bit warm.
Oh, you're gonna be loud about this?
No, that's quiet.
Yeah, you shush. Okay,
Warning,
dude, you're
headphone
going
users.
heavy. Easy. You just need to do one rap. That's all I did. Dude, take the tape off first, and
There,
then
we're
wrap
good.
It.
It's
you have another
fine.
spring right there.
That one doesn't make any noise. We're good.
Whatever.
That one's a silent spring.
All
That one's got a silencer,
right.
just like the boats in Vietnam from Grand Tour.
Sure.
It was a joke because they didn't.
Okay.
They were all very.
I
loud
don't
and
remember that episode too well.
Unmuffled.
Anyways, back to the topic at hand. Not really a topic at hand. What's next? What's next for you? Is there a song in the works?
Yeah. I have my next song. I'm trying to think of which one I'm putting out first. Yeah, I have 2 that are basically ready.
Okay.
So they're almost finished.
You're smart about it,
mixed
though, too.
and mastered.
You took a long time between your songs. I think that, like, looking back, I think everyone was trying to push you to release them because they were impatient
Yeah.
friends. But you were like, no, I gotta wait. And I was like, shit, he's actually thinking about this. Like, he's just not going full tilt, cocks out. He's just like actually thinking about it.
Full tilt cocks out.
Yeah, I mean, especially in the music industry, it's if you do you have to do everything like very like thought out, and like you actually have to like go hard. So I have one coming out this summer, or sorry, 2 this summer. I'm repeating myself. But the reason that I take so long in between songs is I can't move on and finish it until I'm like, this is absolutely dope. And until I'm at that point, there's just nothing I can do. I have to keep going. So, I mean, me and Harley work so long on these songs. I usually bring them to Harley with like an initial demo, because I can produce it pretty good. And then from then on, we go and pick through everything. So like we'll like replace my guitars with his guitars, with like we'll go through the amps and stuff like that.
Right.
But I'm very much a perfectionist.
Okay.
Almost to a fault, but at the same time, so many people are releasing music that is not ready to be released, like not even close.
Right.
So as an artist, if you're dropping your first couple songs, you have to absolutely hit them out of the park, because once someone listens to a song of yours and it's like super amateur, like someone listens to it and they're like, okay, the bass is about 6 dB too high on this,
Right.
you pretty much get written off. And I think it's very important to like keep that, like the image of like, not that you're like faking it, but like you want to be like professional. So all your songs have to be like not a hit out of the park, but for me, I'm just, like, I can't, if I'm listening to it and we're ready to release it, I'm like, oh man, that guitar just sounds out of tune.
Right.
It'll just drive me crazy. So
I get you.
when the
That's
song
perfect.
is released, it is perfect. And that's why it takes so long, because some of these songs, if it has like, I don't know, 100 tracks, let's say there's 25 different instruments, every instrument has to sound right, like tone wise. You can do
Right.
like reverb and all that stuff, and then every thing has to be played properly. So whether the guitar like steps to the next note or bends to the next note, those little like details make a big difference. So if you multiply that by 4 minutes of song and 100
Yep.
tracks, it's an unbelievable amount of like slowly picking through.
So you have a lot of tracks on your songs then, obviously.
Tons of tracks. Tons of tracks. And like the problem is me and Harley are so, or I guess it's not a problem, we're so creative together that it, even like the song, it turns into such a different song, because as we're like changing the guitars, we're like, oh, maybe this bend would work here. And like you multiply that across like vocals, like I could sing the same vocal line 100 times differently, like so slightly, like
Right.
And
like
it's just
similar.
minor things
It's-
that'll change it completely.
it's so the changes are like so small, but once you like multiply that across the scale, that's why when people listen, it's like, I could hear this on the radio. It's like, yeah, that's because radio music is like very, very finely combed through.
Right.
But yeah,
lot of time.
that's why it takes so long.
I
But I'm trying to stay motivated, and get stuff out, because it can, like, you can be working on a song forever and never release it. So at some point there is like, okay, I got to get this out.
Right.
I do understand that, especially because, I mean, he's not very well known, but there is a guy that I've been listening to for a little while named Hobo Johnson, who's kind of like rapper, but it's more like a beat poetry kind of shit. And his first album was fire. Like, he was all out there. It was like, had a lot of energy and all that stuff. And he just released a new album, and it's just not good at all. Like, and it sounds like you were saying, it sounds rushed. Like he just kind of went, oh, it's been a while. I just got to put an album out. And like every song sounds exactly the same, and his voice sounds bad, and the lyrics aren't as thoughtful. And
I think because of like the access to GarageBand, everyone just thinks they're a producer.
Yeah.
And just like, I mean, even for myself, like when it comes to like our band's music, like I do personally not care enough. I don't care as much as you at all. Like I'm happy with like a decent demo to make a band sound like a grunge band. And even though that's the sound we're going for, it's still not good enough for like you said, if the bass is just a little too high or something's like a little bit of volume, people just think of it as like a demo and they don't want to listen to it.
Yeah.
I know I've heard some other work by Harley, and we don't really give out shout outs here, but it's Acrylic Studios or Acrylic Recording.
Acrylic recording, yeah.
Like the songs that I've heard from his work is like amazing. He's really talented. Like he knows his shit.
Yeah. He's a freak. Like his ears, like it's crazy. Like this like small differences that like he can hear. And like I can hear so much more than the average person just because I'm used to like listening to stuff. So I'm like, oh, you can hear the difference between these two guitar tones. Like you guys would be able to because you're guitar players. And then like he'll switch between not necessarily guitar tones, but like using compression or not. He'd be like, see how this like sounds so much richer and more powerful. And I'm like, I hear it a little bit, but he's so so in tune to that kind of stuff. It's
kind of
it's
like
sick.
our buddy Dylan. He's like,
boy.
he's got like, I don't even know how to
Robotic
describe it.
ears.
It's probably very
Yeah.
similar. Like if those two in a room together, it'd probably be like scary
Actually,
what they
yeah.
could produce.
The amount, like something, and it was more noticed in jam nights when we would all get up there to play a song, and he'd be on the drums behind everything, no monitor either. Like it's just like our really sketchy jam night setup, and we'd strum the first chord, and he'd stop and go, "No, tune."
He would
And
literally say the string.
It would be like this. He'd go, "Your
That's
D strings
crazy.
off," and we'd go, "What?"
yeah,
And you'd tune it,
It's
and
so
it would
fucking
it
mad
would
at him.
literally be like
2 cents off.
a fucking ball hair of turn.
It's like a
to do.
superpower.
It
Yeah.
was insane.
I get so mad at him sometimes because he drummed for us for a while, and he would like sit in the background and be like, every 3 songs you tune, and we'd start playing like the 3rd song, because I guess that's the point. Like after bending on solos and stuff,
Yeah.
your guitar goes out of tune by like
Yeah.
2 or 3 songs, and he'd literally be like, "You didn't tune yet." I'm like, "How do you even know?" He's like, "Play a chord," and I play a chord like
Yeah.
A string. Like what?
It's better him telling you than someone in the crowd being like, something's out of tune.
Yeah, no, because I do that now because of him. I'll watch a band and I'll be like, "Fuck, his like G strings out of tune." And I don't even know that much. Like I'm partially tone deaf. Like if I'm out of tune, I don't always recognize it.
And then you watch people like Stevie Ray Vaughan and Buddy Guy that change strings while they're playing.
I watched. Okay, so I was at this really shitty concert up north near in Paris Sound, and there's this band there. They're called Glass Amp. They're a
Okay.
local band. They're from Maple, I think. Super talented guys. Like they're unreal. They're so good. They're kind of like they're like a hard rock band. I'm trying to think who you can compare them to. Probably something along the lines of like Gaslight Anthem, like meets like
So
Foo Fighters.
that kind of like folky rock.
It's like
kinda
a
stuff.
raspy, folky rock, but it's like blues
Dope.
and like power rock. Anyways, the guitar player, he's something else. His name's Johnny something. I don't remember his last name. He's something else. I swear to God. In the middle of a song, his string broke. The guy brought a string and hung it on his mic stand. And like while the guy was doing talking, I don't think a singer realized he broke a string. He passed it through his like guitar, wound it up really quick, and just started playing. And I was like, "What the fuck is wrong with
That's
you?"
nuts.
That was like the coolest thing I ever seen in my life, and it wasn't recorded.
I've seen that done in town here actually when we have a local country singer that comes around every so often, Marshall Dane.
Right.
He broke a string the one night I was watching him, and he's like, "Oh, we don't need this," and he was stomping his foot to the beat, making a beat, and kept singing his song while he's just changing the thing and not even looking at
No
his guitar.
shit.
I have the video of it on my phone still. He changed
That's
the whole
so
string
next level.
and
It
tuned
is.
it, and then perfect timing. That part ended, and he went back into the chorus. And he bah, 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 and he just started playing again. It was perfect.
See, the one time my string broke in the middle of a song, and I know exactly when and where it was. It was at my friend's wedding. We were playing, and we were playing
At a wedding,
we were playing Basket Case by Green Day.
you played Basket Case at a wedding.
Yeah, it was a bunch of our buddies. It was like our buddies.
I know who it was. Yeah.
So, anyways, I think it was Basket Case. It was one of our last songs. It was either the middle or Basket Case, and the string broke, and I full on panicked. Like I had no idea what to do.
You just stop playing.
I didn't stop playing, but like my first instinct was, "Where's another guitar?" Because I know I didn't have backup strings, and like
You
that was
always
the
need to
one.
bring a second guitar.
That was like the one time I didn't have backup strings, and the singer wasn't singing for that song, so I just grabbed her guitar and played. But there was another situation, bringing up Colorado again, where they played at the King City Beer Festival, and Nixon Boyd, his string broke. It was a D string, and they do like a lot of their songs are like lower strings, a lot of power chords and stuff.
Yeah.
And I literally, like, no one else seemed to notice that it was missing. And I pointed at him because I thought he may have not noticed, which is stupid because I'm a guitar player and I would notice I was missing a string.
Yeah.
And he literally looks at me and goes, like, and no one's going to see this who's listening only, but he literally gave me, like, the shh.
Oh
like,
yeah.
like he was I was like, "Dude, your fucking string." And he's like, "Shh." And just kept playing.
It.
I was like, what the fuck? I can't even do this, like, in my bedroom away from people. Like, let alone on a stage in front of people, like,
Oh.
worrying about that pressure.
Yeah, that's too much
It's
pressure.
not the first time, won't be the last time for him to break a string. Well, I guess they don't play anymore.
Well, they do, but they're all in different bands. They're
Oh, really?
the singer joined the guy from Sloan.
Oh, damn. Like the
Um,
singer from Sloan?
I believe it was the singer. And who's the other guy? Some like indie Canadian band that's really popular. Matthew.
Arkells?
No,
I got to see the Sloan play.
I forget who the other two guys are, but they're called Anyway Gang. I don't really like it, but it is good music.
Cool. I got to see Sloan play a
It's
few
like a
years
power
ago.
band. I guess it's like a Toronto power band.
I think it
kind of
was
thing.
2019 when I went to the big Canada Day celebration that the Stones played at
That's cool.
Burles Creek. And I remember we were walking to the venue, and I didn't do too much research. I just knew it was the Stones, and I was fucking psyched. Like I said, yeah, 100% I'm coming. And as I was walking into the concert venue, like scanning my ticket to get into the actual concert grounds, I hear the like the sirens right before Money City Maniacs.
Okay.
And I bam, 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 and like I hear this guitar come in. I'm like, no fucking way, Sloan's here. And I walk in, and I see them on the stage. And, oh, dude,
That's
I'm not
so
a big
sick.
Sloan fan, so I don't even know
it
that
was.
song.
I saw it. This is in order too. Before the Stones came on, it was Sloan, then the Beaches, who are like an all-female, like kind of like a beach
I
rock
recognize that
band.
band name.
They were wicked. And then Glorious Sons
That's cool.
played, which was sweet. And then the Rolling Stones,
That's actually a sweet lineup.
which I think I've talked about that on the podcast, that show a couple times, where what's it called? Mick Jagger had heart surgery like 2 weeks before that show. So we actually had a surgeon standing by backstage in case anything
What?
happened, because he was
That's
in there.
dedication.
That's so rock and roll.
The blue,
Yeah.
the blue glittery jacket. All these dudes are in their 70s. Like Keith Richards looks like he died 2 weeks before the show.
he looks like he's dead.
Oh man, he was moving very slow, but they had another guitarist that was really young. Looks like he was filling in like
Probably.
the gaps kind of thing. But it was amazing. What a freaking awesome show.
I believe it.
I got so sunburnt, like ridiculously sunburnt. Ran into Liam there, ran into Remy there.
Right. I do remember that.
Yeah, it was a good time.
All right. It's looking like we're at the time of the show where we do. Do you want to say the words "the news"?
Breaking news.
The news.
There you go. Yeah, I don't know if you've heard that yet in the actual
No, no.
podcast. We just have like this really really shitty like
Theme song, kind of.
news
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
song thing.
Intro.
It's really bad.
It's my
So-
it's my crappy voice doing a weird jingle with blast beats behind it.
So basically we're sitting here and we didn't have anything at that time. We weren't even sure we were gonna keep doing the news. And Myke just goes like and like sang this whole thing.
Now it's turned into a meme.
And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna see if I can find the notes like on a guitar and do like some like metal build up, right?
Yeah.
Couldn't find it. Also, it was not in time. It wasn't like in a time signature.
Oh,
It
yeah,
was
that's
like
awful.
It
It
sounds like a
started-
disaster. Yeah.
it started like in 4, then it ended in 3, and I was like trying to rush this within like an hour to spare to try and figure it out. So I just used GarageBand and found blast beats and just like kept lining it up until I found the best. Played some bullshit guitar over it, some bullshit bass, and everyone I showed it to was like, "Yeah, that really sucks, but it's
awesome. It
perfect.
fits.
It's
It
perfect."
fits the vibe.
So that's what everyone just heard. In case you haven't heard that story before, that's what that sound is. We already touched on one of the things. I did the whole NHL, the Tampa Bay Lightning and
Montreal
the Montreal
Canadiens.
Canadiens. It's really funny. I think did we already mention this on while we were recording, where we're talking
No.
about how like the 5.
I don't think so.
So for those that don't know, 4 out of the 5 captains and assistants from the Florida team are literally Canadian citizens. So no matter who wins the playoffs, Canada wins the Stanley Cup.
Perfect.
It's perfect.
That's it.
So I don't care who
It's a
wins.
win-win-win.
It's a win-win-win.
Win.
It's a win for everyone.
And I mean, while we're talking about sports as well, I know we just looked at it right before we started here, but both of our teams, not your team, unfortunately,
I'm Canadian.
Canadian. So even if they're still not in, but the English and the Italians have progressed into the quarterfinals in the Euro Cup.
How bad did the Irish do?
Oh, they didn't even qualify.
Yeah. Of course not.
Yeah. I mean, they're too busy
They're
drinking.
too busy drinking. Yeah, they were drunk. We'll play it later.
We'll play later. We'll play later. The game started 20 minutes ago. Shite.
Shite.
But yeah, so they progressed. I mean, Italy's got to play Belgium, so I don't know how good it's looking for us, but we're the only 2 undefeated teams at this point in the tournament.
Nice. When's the next NHL game? When's the next? Is it tonight?
It's
Or tomorrow.
tonight,
I thought
Tuesday?
tomorrow.
No, it's Wednesday night.
It's Wednesday night, so it's the day before this airs.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wonder who do you think is gonna win?
Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
I was thinking that too. Okay, unanimous. Done.
I'm thinking Tampa, but you know what? Montreal's been pulling out a lot of really I don't think anybody expected Montreal to get this far.
No one did because they lost literally on like a fucking Maple Leaf typical fluke.
Yeah. I mean, Montreal has run into puck luck. Hockey is literally a game of bounces.
Yep.
You can be the better team and play
just-
way better and still lose the game.
Yeah.
Like
The
that's just
Montreal
how
carry prices.
hockey goes. Yeah, Montreal has a hot goalie and they have puck luck. You can't win a Stanley Cup with puck luck. I'm amazed that they made it to the finals.
Well, I
There's-
mean,
they're still a good team.
do they still have Bergeron?
Montreal never had Bergeron.
What, didn't they have Patrice?
Dude, I don't know.
No, he was on.
I don't
He's
know
been on
players.
Boston.
Oh, never mind. Who's the
They're-
one that looks like a rat? Is that Bergeron?
Oh,
No, that's
Gallagher.
Yeah. It was somebody on Boston that looks like a dirty mouse.
Oh, Marchand. That's Marchand.
Brad Marchand. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a dirty boy.
Dirty
Because
boy.
he's got nasty nipples.
But yeah, so sports not going so good for you. The Dutch and the Canadians.
No, I haven't really been following it.
I mean, the
No, I
Canadians
don't
are
follow it
actually
either.
doing fairly well in the FIFA qualifiers. Surprisingly,
thing?
they're qualifying for FIFA because
What's the team that would play in FIFA? Is it
Canada,
like Canada?
the
Is like,
World
it's a
Cup.
country. Okay.
Yeah. The Euro was supposed to happen last year, but with COVID, it ended up not happening. So it's technically still Euro Cup 2020, but it's happening in 2021.
How many professional soccer
Oh.
teams does Canada actually have aside from the TFC?
They have TFC, the
Vancouver.
Canadian national team, Vancouver, and I think that's it.
Yeah.
Wow. So we
don't
have
think
a
anybody
small
else.
pool to choose for the World Cup. Are they allowed to use pros, or is it like the
They're allowed
Olympics
to
where
use.
they can't
There's
use
a lot
pros?
of Canadian pros.
Yeah, they would use only pros.
But
if
they could be
can.
playing in other leagues. Like when they're playing in the MLS, Major League Soccer, like you could have a Canadian player playing on Los Angeles and living
Well-
in the States, but because they're a Canadian citizen, they would be playing on the Canadian World Team.
Right. So I think I heard I only learned this recently, but in the Olympics they don't take like NHL players for the
They just
hockey
did. They just did that.
recently, right?
Yeah, that's why nobody watches Olympic hockey anymore.
Because they're not allowed to take NHL players anymore.
Which
It's like-
is like kind of fair because then you call up Ovechkin to go play back home, and then you got like a stacked team, and well, Russia's already good. but-
Russia, Sweden,
Well,
like
I
they would all
mean,
be ridiculous.
If I'm watching Olympic hockey, I want to watch the best players in the world. So when I watch Canada lose, I'm like, that's because Sidney Crosby wasn't on the ice. So, I mean-
yeah.
Is he Canadian?
Yeah, what do you mean? Wasn't he from Timmins?
I don't know, but Sidney Crosby is
he's a
about
small town guy.
Canadian is Sid and Gretz.
He's the face.
Right?
He's
Yeah,
the face
yeah, I'm
of
a fucking
Timbits
idiot.
hockey.
No, I'm an idiot. You're right. I
He's
told
the face
him
of
that.
Timbits hockey.
There was like the whole thing when he was like coming up as a rookie. He was like beating all Gretzky's scores, and like Gretzky was just like, "All right, sick." Like,
Keep your puck on the ice. Yeah.
keep your stick on the ice.
Whatever,
dude.
it
It's a
doesn't matter.
fucking
It's the same
simple-
shit.
I thought he said that as a joke, and then I was like,
No,
he's serious.
He forgets every time.
First, I'm a WAP. I've made this very clear. I don't watch hockey.
You ever watch Red Green?
What?
You ever
No,
watch
I
Red
never
Green?
watched it on purpose. I would watch it if it was on TV.
Dude, you gotta watch Red Green.
You don't.
You do.
See, I'm-
We live in
You
a small
don't.
town. It's so relatable. It's perfect.
I don't like being in a small
Lodge.
town. I don't want to be in the city. I don't want to be in a small town. I want something right in the middle.
Schaumburg.
That's not in the middle. That's not even close to in the middle.
Right?
The biggest news headline we ever have is like, oh no, a bunch of cows wandered out of their pen. They're in the middle
So
of
you
the
just
street.
want drama? Go move to Florida.
There's,
You want a
there's
funny
enough
story?
drama in the small town here. I can tell you that.
A funny story actually about your joke about the cows getting loose.
Yeah.
So up at my cottage, we don't have a very good population. It's like literally a couple hundred, I'm pretty sure, for like regular people that live there.
Yeah.
And like the biggest news one time we were like sitting there listening to the radio, it was literally like a lady named Bessie had lost her cows.
Oh my God.
Like that was the biggest thing. It
Be-
was like the
Bessie lost her
fucking-
cows. Well, is Bessie the cow or is Bessie the farmer?
which I guess you didn't know. But yeah, that was like the biggest story.
Hot damn.
But yeah, anyways, to go on the downfall of the news before you take it back up with birthdays, I just found out today, which apparently I'm really late on this,
It's
about the
not really late. It's been
It's a week.
almost a week.
it's been a week, the condo that collapsed in Miami.
Yeah.
That's
Not
kind
a-
of sad.
Not a good time. There's 4 Canadians stuck up in that mess as well.
I forget what country they pulled them from, but they got a bunch of like experts at like excavating fallen over buildings from I'm not even gonna try and guess it because I don't want to be
Somewhere.
wrong, but somewhere on the other side of the world. To
The
try and-
condo was in Miami, Florida.
Yeah. And they're still pulling people out. The guy who was on
How
the
big was the
news-
condo?
I
Yeah,
don't
it was
know.
it was a pretty big condo.
I don't know how big it was, but there's
it was-
still like 50 people like unaccounted
They
for.
were calling it a partial collapse because it was a multi-wing condo building and one of the wings collapsed.
Oh.
But it happened at night. So
in the
people
middle
were
of the night,
sleeping,
people were sleeping, and then the whole building just like fell into dust.
like rubble,
That is so
which
terrifying.
is like kind of sketch. Like I don't know if they know how it
Yeah.
happened yet. If it's like design or builder flaws.
I mean, the
or-
engineer is going to take the heat on that.
obviously, like that's a big one.
That's no good.
That's crazy.
So like,
I mean, kind of. We'll make it a more, I guess, kind of positive.
I'll just say, like, you know, like, shout out to everyone who's affected. If you know anyone, like, our thoughts are with you. Like, that's pretty shit. So
We're doing big ups.
Big ups. Is that, I don't know what that is, but I'll follow you guys. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
But anyways, just to touch on that.
While we're still on the news, are you guys celebrating Canada Day?
Absolutely, we got our flag
Yes.
up. I got my Molson Canadian shirt on.
I just want to go out there and say,
don't get into it too much.
I don't want to get into it too much, but just because there's bad things happening doesn't mean we shouldn't celebrate our country, because we're still in a great country.
Yeah.
We share the soil.
We do.
Keep it that way.
That's it.
Anyways, let's get to birthdays.
Let's get to some birthday. We got some pretty good ones. I did some research.
Yeah, you teased a couple of them. I want to
So
hear the rest.
well, if she was still with us, Princess Diana would have had a Canada Day birthday.
She was the goat.
She was the goat. She was.
She was good shit.
Rainey Rodriguez,
I don't know who that
old
is.
Family Channel star.
No, don't know who it is.
She was in a few shows. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Missy Elliott is turning 49.
I recognize the name, but I can't.
Get your freak on.
I might
Get
not
your
know who
freak on.
any of these people are.
You don't know Missy
I'm
Elliott?
pretty sheltered.
She was a female
Sheltered.
female rapper. Female rapper.
Then I definitely don't know.
I
who
recognize.
she
Okay,
is.
yeah, that makes sense.
Pamela Anderson. You guys know Pamela Anderson?
I've heard the
Happy
name.
birthday, Pamela Anderson. 53 years old. Living the dream.
Yep, I recognize that one.
Liv Tyler. Steven Tyler's daughter in what's
Okay.
it called? Lord of the Rings. Eowyn, the elf princess.
That's Steven Tyler's daughter.
That's Steven Tyler's daughter.
Holy shit! The more you know, eh?
Liv Tyler.
You
yeah,
ever watched
man.
Lord of the Rings? See, you've watched Lord of the Rings,
How am
probably.
I supposed to know Lord of the Rings dude's daughter?
I didn't know that
You
either.
know
I didn't know
Steven
either.
Tyler?
No.
The
Steven
singer
Tyler,
of Aerosmith.
Fair enough. I know Aerosmith.
Wow.
I don't know
Sheltered.
names. I don't know names
So,
of
okay, I don't know names
actors,
either, but that's like a big
Damn,
one.
bands.
We got Dan Aykroyd.
You gotta watch some videos of Steven Tyler on stage. You gotta get some ideas from that. The guy's he's full of flavor. I'm gonna say that.
That's all I need to
Dan
know.
Aykroyd.
Actually, before we get too far into it, I
Okay.
just got a real quick one-liner here. When he was a judge on American Idol, Steven Tyler. I
Yeah.
don't know if you ever seen how he dresses, because you obviously don't recognize his name.
He dresses like everyone's grandma.
His description of himself.
Oh, I know what you're talking about now.
So his description of himself, he basically said something along the lines of, roughly paraphrasing, "You'd be surprised how expensive it is to look this cheap." And it's true. Like, he's wearing designer shit, but he looks like a hobo.
He just wears baggy shirts and skinny jeans. Like, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, he dresses the
And
part.
scarves.
Yeah.
He's a big fan of scarves.
Anyways.
Yeah, Dan
continue.
Aykroyd is turning 68. He's most known from Blues Bros and Saturday Night Live.
Right. Okay.
And you're not going to know this guy by name, but when I tell you who he is, you're going to love it. Andrew Brower is turning 58, and he is best known as Captain Raymond Holt from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh
Hey.
shit! Eh?
Yeah.
Nice.
He's turning 58, yeah.
My girlfriend got me the pineapple slut shirt.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
The
So I
pineapple
have
and a
that
G-string.
shirt.
You got to wear it to an episode now that we're doing video because people can see it.
Yeah,
We got to start wearing all of our shitty shirts.
I'll wear all the what do they call them? Novelty T-shirts.
Yeah.
Ones that just say like "I hate Mondays" and all that shit.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And now I'm throwing all my clothes out because I have so much clothes and I don't need them. But now I'm gonna keep them.
Before we get on from the tangents, again, happy birthdays. Princess Diana, Rainey Rodriguez, Missy Elliott, Pamela Anderson, Liv Tyler, Dan Aykroyd, and Andre Brower.
Nice.
Captain Holt.
Captain Holt.
Captain Holt.
Captain Raymond Holt.
Peralta, you are a disappointment.
I can't tell if you're joking or not.
I'm joking. Can't you see the grin on my face?
I've watched that show so many times.
I'm
It is funny. I just
It is
like.
funny.
I'm
kinda
currently
over it.
rewatching it again. This is going to be my 4th time, I believe, through it. But I've already watched.
I don't know how you guys watch comedies like that.
I've watched The Office and How I Met Your Mother too many times now, so I had to. Move
How
on
I
to
Met Your
something
Mother
else.
was ruined by the last season.
I mean,
watched that and
they
it
did.
sucked and I
they
didn't like the show
definitely-
anymore.
They rushed it. They built up way too long to meet the mother, and then it was just like 8 episodes, and it was done.
Yeah, have you ever
mean-
watched that?
Just random episodes here and here.
Don't.
It's a good show.
Just don't.
All because the ending it's that bad.
It's so bad. It's like such. Like, I mean, if you're watching it for like a couple laughs down the road, fine. But like, don't watch it for the story.
It's like
Yeah,
it's like a modern day Friends.
I haven't seen Friends either.
It's okay. Keep it that way. It's not funny.
Friends? I don't like Friends, but I like How I Met Your
People
Mother.
think it's funny because it was funny at the time. The humor does not date. It's not like Seinfeld, where all the humor is still kind of relevant.
See, when I eat dinner with my parents, they always pick something because like I'm not gonna watch Wolf of Wall Street, and so they'll pick like MASH or do you guys know what MASH is?
I've heard of it. I never
Girlfriend's
watched
Family,
It's cool.
big fans of MASH.
Yeah, but they'll also lately they've been putting on Seinfeld, and like some of them are funny, but like most of them I just sit there and I'm like,
it's
really
pretty selective.
It's dated humor now, though,
I think-
is what the thing is.
Yeah.
Like to throw you into the bus, I think like after like 94, 95, it kind of like that's where
I can't watch
that,
old
at that
stuff.
point is
Yeah.
when people stop finding it funny, because like I think it's hilarious, but I recognize some of the humor because like like probably what 3-year difference between you and I, or is it 4?
I'm a 98.
So it's a 4-year difference. So in that 4 years, there's a lot of time where I had a cell phone before you had a
Yeah.
cell phone. I had a laptop before you had a laptop.
Everybody
et
had a
cetera.
cell phone before me. I got my first cell phone in high school.
Well, just in general,
Same.
like, so like I recognize, like I literally, when I was younger, we got like a rotary phone from our grandparents' friend, and I literally like reattached all the wires and plugged it in at home so that like you could actually
Of
use
course
it.
you
Is
did.
that the one that was in your basement for the while, the man cave?
I think we still have it kicking somewhere.
That's
It
pretty
was
cool.
hung up on the wall in the
It
man
was
cave,
legit.
wasn't
It
it?
worked.
Yeah,
It
I
worked.
remember. I
until we
picked it
just-
up as a joke, and I was like, "Oh!" And I heard the dial tone. I'm like, "Oh Jesus!" Like,
Yeah.
Imagine if someone's breaking into your house and you need to call the police.
it's dead silent.
And
I
you
hear
got to be like,
Well, all jokes aside, part of the reason I actually set that up is because we didn't have a hardwired phone, and no matter what, if the power is out, you can use a landline to call 911.
and I know you also.
So see, these are the things like in Seinfeld, like I saw them using, like, wired phones, and it's like that's something I understand
And
because
I'm like,
I grew up with that.
Wired
I mean, what?
Yeah, right.
Are 98s
Aha, good one.
Are 98s Gen Z or millennial?
They are Gen Z.
So you Gen Z, you're not gonna get it.
You're Gen Z.
No, I'm 95.
I think it's 94.
I think it's 96.
What year are you?
94.
Regardless of what I
was
am,
born
it doesn't
a month,
matter.
I was born a month after Kurt Cobain died.
I'm
Interesting
I'm
stat.
pretty sure I'm also
Interesting stat.
I'm on the dying legs of millennial, but regardless,
You are like you're at the very tail end.
Giving
It's
me
like,
millennial
you,
vibes.
you are you're Richard.
sorry, but your ozone layer, bro.
Rich is a firm believer of the flip phone in the glove box with no SIM card in it for 911 calls.
I did have that for a while. I don't anymore.
Oh, you
'Cause
don't
just,
anymore?
It just the battery wouldn't hold.
Fair enough.
Because without a SIM card, you can still dial 911 on those older phones.
Really?
I think you can now on the modern phones. I think they set
Yeah.
it so you can.
You hold the lock button, it goes into emergency call mode, and then
I don't
think-
know. But I don't know if you need a SIM card or not. But yeah, I kept like a flip phone because I know that on that, like, there was certain models or certain like era where like that was just a thing that you could do.
Yeah.
Because like realistically, if you're in an emergency, like you shouldn't have to like struggle
If you
to
fly
find a
through the-
contact.
If we have the technology for
If
it.
you fly through the windshield and crush your your iPhone, because even if you sneeze on them crooked, they break in half.
Right.
And that you need to call an ambulance because your leg is folded in half, right? And get the trusty old Nokia that survived the car crash.
Nokia probably broke shit. In
Dude,
the
there was a
glove
video I
box.
saw on TikTok the other day. They had a car rolled over a Nokia and it was standing up. Now I can do shit on the table.
Yeah, you
it was
can.
standing up like this.
Half the
and
people will hear it.
The
and half
tire
people
was
won't.
here and it was holding the car up, not breaking.
That's
I
kind of
believe it.
impressive.
It was ridiculous. Those Nokia brick phones.
I had one of the OG Nokia. Then it flipped out to the side.
The
And the
ru-
keyboard was on the
oh.
bottom,
Kind of like the LG Rumor.
OG.
and it was indestructible.
I love that.
100%.
OG. That was like
It's like a
a third generation cell phone for
those
me.
Nokias were like an 80s Volvo.
You can put pennies in the engine.
Did
and
you
it's still-
saw that? Have you seen that video? So they drove it in first gear, redlining it, and for like what, an hour or something like that, and it didn't
And
die.
it didn't die.
They drained all the oil out of it, did the same thing, didn't die. Then they filled the oil pan,
No, they went through the oil like the filling cap. They
Did-
opened
yeah,
the cap up.
and they filled it with rocks and dirt.
Oh yeah.
And then that didn't kill it, so they put pennies in it too.
I don't remember the
nothing.
rocks and dirt,
That's
but I do remember the
ridiculous.
pennies.
That was what they put before the
That is-
pennies.
It eventually died, but
it lasted,
eventually,
I hope so.
it lasted too long.
like
There's
it
something
was
you would
concerningly long.
Something you would be interested in watching as well now. There was somebody, pretty big YouTuber, Whistling Diesel.
Okay.
So he's a car. He usually deals with trucks and stuff and does stupid stuff with big trucks and old trucks and Jeeps and all that stuff. He's like an off-road guy. He's currently testing the theory, or this is probably older. I'm probably finding this really late, but he's doing the Hilux durability test.
Hiluxes were not good trucks.
He flew the thing to what's it called? They were in Afghanistan. It's literally rocks. He's in the desert, riding that thing.
They're durable, but
60
not
mile
safe.
an hour, redlining the piss out of it through rocks, not slowing down, bottoming it out, has not died. He ended up, it melted through the wire that connects the fuse to the radiator.
Okay.
So the radiator wasn't going on. It burned all of its coolant out.
That sound familiar?
She got real hot.
They ran
Does that sound familiar?
Yeah.
They ran it at 60 mile an hour consistently for 3 miles with no coolant in it. Nothing happened.
Wow.
That's impressive.
They were beating the crap. It was beating off-roaders. He actually pulled one of the big off-roader, like the rock crawlers, out of the where it was stuck.
BBC's whatchamacallit, Top Gear did like a whole thing on the Hilux. You ever watch Top Gear and see the red Hilux
Yeah.
on that stand? That's
Yeah,
the one
yeah,
that
yeah.
they tested.
That's what I'm saying. He was testing. He's going,
They put in the water and shit like that, like underwater and
they
stuff.
submerged it overnight, pulled it out, changed the spark plugs, and it started like nothing.
Well, they did more.
They don't
They
build them
did,
like
they
they
did do
used to.
more, but that's what they were stating anyway.
There's some really good Toyota Hilux commercials out there. Like there's one where like these cows just drive the truck through like farmers' fields and stuff like that, and like drive it off cliffs, like stuff that you couldn't air in Canada because it's so unrealistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the thing with that truck, the reason that you can't get it here is because it tips really easily.
Yeah.
It's not a very safe vehicle.
Oh.
But everything what they used and what made it so durable for off-roading and all that stuff, why nobody could break it, and I found that out, is Whistling Diesel actually went under the car and was trying to explain all the stuff, why it's so durable. So the way that the swing arms and the axle are set, it actually protects the oil pan. So the only thing that can really hit the oil pan is the axle if you bottom it out hard enough.
Oh, true.
Really?
Yeah. So that's
That seems like a defect.
It's not, unless it's accidental and it ended up being it's one of its greatest
So
things.
when it's in the shop and Buddy goes to change the oil, he's like, "Yay! I get to put the oil all over the axle and the control arms."
I guess
Yeah.
lube it up.
And the way that they did the axle mounts to the wheel is it's not multiple bushings or anything like that. It's a uniball. So it's one big
Like an F1 car.
it's one big joint stuck into the wheel.
Oh,
So you need to break like a cantaloupe size cast iron
Yeah.
joint to break the axle or anything connecting the wheel.
Yeah, some like Porsches and stuff have that too.
Yeah.
So it's like it saves weight
It's-
too.
but I was gonna say it makes sense for that, but not a
That's what
truck.
I'm saying. But that's how they did it with a truck. And then it had leaf spring. So there were no shocks to snap, nothing. After all of that beating that he put through it in Afghanistan or whatever, he said it was Afghanistan. I don't know if he was joking. But the only thing that was happening to it was the leaf spring started to bend a little bit because they were going over so many bumps.
That's interesting.
It was nuts. But anyway, while we're still in the news, let me finish up. We got
Still in the news.
We got notable days in history.
Holy shit, you got history too.
I do have a
Okay.
little bit of history.
All right, I'm ready for it.
So, bam, July 1st, because this is coming out on Canada Day.
Hold on. Can you pass me a beverage?
Yes.
Me too.
Do you have a
Papi
flavor?
ñaño. Chupapi moñaño.
That's what it is.
What is that
Chupapi
from?
moñaño.
It's just like a TikTok thing.
This
Okay.
guy just walks up behind people and goes,
It literally.
Chupapi
Do you know what?
moñaño.
Do you know what it
He
means?
freaks him out.
Do you know
No,
what it means?
no.
It means, do you want to suck me, daddy?
"What?
Oh my god.
No, I say that all the time in random places.
Do you have a flavor preference?
Just nah. What are my options?
I'm calling roulette.
Black cherry, mango. I see.
There's lime,
Pineapple,
peach,
mango, peach.
pineapple.
I'll take black cherry.
Black cherry.
All right,
Gracias.
give me a roulette. I don't care. Maybe just not lime. You picked a lime? Perfect. I'm good with that. You're gonna... Yeah, we gotta get some coasters. Actually, I'm gonna get some coasters from work.
I'm gonna try to see if we can order some Dick Van Myke coasters.
Well, you know what? I think we should start doing the mug thing, especially for guys that come on the show. We might as well.
At least for the guests, we're gonna get you guys mugs when you come on.
Fair enough. That's
You like that? You like that
Take
mug?
a-
Here, let's...
take a mug.
We got a camera now.
oh.
People can see it. Don't go too close. I'll tell you if you're too close. Oh, the lighting is just trash. Can you angle back? Bring it back a bit. And angle it like this. Like that. Yeah,
Yo.
can't really see it.
What do you guys use for your merch? Do you just
We don't have merch. We have stickers that we give out to our friends.
that's merch?
So we don't have like a store. If we were
How do you
gonna-
where do you make these stickers?
Vistaprint.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, they're
generic-
just super cheap.
Your favorite stop for all business card needs.
Sponsor.
I hear a lot of
What is
horns
going
and stuff.
on?
Someone's horny.
Did somebody win? Is something going on?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
that must be it. People
Of
are
what though?
Soccer?
Well, let's
Not soccer at 10 o'clock.
type in
The
who,
games are at 3
just type it
o'clock.
on
Who
Google.
just scored?
Who just won
Who just scored?
or who just scored?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I
Actually, I
want to
wanna
know.
know.
This is live right now. This is
Who
live on the Dick Van
just
Myke show.
won? Soccer scores. It wouldn't be soccer because those games are at 3 and 1 in the afternoon.
Well, and
Basketball.
Was it is it basketball?
Is
Is
it
that happening now?
basketball?
Is it NBA?
Yeah.
Who's playing right now?
I don't know. I don't know. Calvin was telling me today.
Right now,
I don't know much about basketball.
The Bucks and the Hawks are playing right now.
Maybe that's what it was.
What's the score?
It's still in the third quarter.
Who's the Bucks and the Hawks? What city's that?
Bucks? I don't know. Hawks? I don't know either.
Is that even
Atlanta,
NBA?
Atlanta Hawks?
Okay.
I don't know.
Are you making this shit up?
No. I'm
What
pretty sure
sounds
it's
like it goes
I think
together?
it's Atlanta Hawks and Bucks, Milwaukee.
Milwaukee Bucks
Okay.
and the Atlanta Hawks.
Mitchell, if you listen to this, I'm so sorry.
He doesn't. He doesn't.
He was
listen to
on
this.
it and he still doesn't listen.
Yeah, I know. Him and or both our brothers were on for an episode and they both didn't listen.
Maybe it's just people being loud and obnoxious. But anyway, notable days in history. Canada Day, July 1st. In 1776, first vote for the U.S. Declaration of Independence happened.
That's
The first-
right.
Yeah. The first
On Ju-
vote was passed for the U.S. Declaration of Independence, 1776.
Yep,
I'm trying to
because
think
then
of
it
a
would be
good-
the next year, 17, so 3 days later. Wow, that's pretty fast for
Yeah.
those days.
You guys ever seen National Treasure?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Nick Cage.
It's my
though.
mom's favorite movie.
Love
Really?
Nick Cage. It's a good movie.
She loves
It's a
those
decent
ones.
movie, but I just don't like it.
I like Nick Cage.
It's a classic.
I lost him in what's the one he does?
Ghost
Is it
Rider?
Don't
well,
you say
that.
Ghost Rider. That was a dope movie.
I haven't seen it.
That's
We
a
are
good
getting
movie.
some mixed reviews.
Is
right
it Sorcerer?
now.
Is it?
It's not reviews if you haven't seen it.
Sorcerer's Apprentice, I think. Sorcerer's Apprentice, I think, was
That
the
was
movie.
bad.
That was
pretty
terrible.
bad.
Yeah, that was bad.
What else is he in?
He was in a few action movies that I don't know the name of. That
Yeah, I
Bush Mills
just-
is hella good.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? That's Irish too. See, I'm not like I like the JP Weisers there, the 18-year-old, but I'm just not big on
I have
the.
a sound off right now.
I can't do it, any of it.
Oh,
I can do like the.
I used to be able to do that. I forgot it though.
I can do that. Wow, you both.
Oh,
What the shit? I forgot you can do that.
Oh, buddy.
Every time.
As when I was a kid, this is all I did.
Y'all are whack.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
We
That's
still
pretty
got
accurate.
horns honking. What the fuck is happening?
Somebody won.
I'm really curious.
Doesn't matter. Whatever. They're celebrating the Dick Van Mike Show season 2. That's what we're.
That's
gonna
what
say
it is. Yep. All right, done. I don't even want to know
All
anymore.
right. Second.
Get your stickers here. Stickers.
In
stickers here.
1871 on July 1st,
1871.
the decimal currency system was made uniform in Canada. So it wasn't just $1, $2, $3. It was finally like $2.
Oh, for currency specifically. I was
For
like,
currency.
okay.
The decimal currency system. That's why I said it with the currency.
Whose
in there, you know?
genius idea was that?
I don't know.
Someone who was broke.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I don't
And
have $1. I've got $1.12.
In
I got a $0.50.
just 2 years later, in 1873, PEI became the 7th Canadian province.
Welcome.
7th. Welcome.
Welcome.
Yeah.
That all
And-
happened on Canada Day.
And then in 1904,
Okay.
on Canada Day, the first ever Olympics was hosted in the United States in St. Louis.
Nice.
Yeah. And there we go.
Cool.
The more you
And then
know.
fucking Canada Day.
Cool. Every year.
That's it.
Same time every year.
Yeah, dog.
Same place, same time.
Yeah, dig dog.
it's
Dig it
gonna rain.
dog.
It's gonna rain this year.
Diggy
though.
dog. So
It was already raining before you guys showed up.
I need to ask you a question. That's
What?
off on a tangent.
Oh boy.
But those were the days in history. Everybody. Yeah.
How off on a tangent is this?
I like your hat. And what is that? What scales? What is that? Do you even know what you're wearing?
Totally forgot what I was wearing. Oh, I believe Scales is it's a fishing brand.
Okay.
It was given to me by a fella named I forget his last name, but fuck, what's this? He's a charter. He's a fishing charter. Moby Nick.
Moby Nick. I like
Moby
that.
Nick is his charter name. He's a cool guy.
I like
He's a
that.
fisherman. He just like we did some business with him, and he gave us a bunch of swag, and
I like
we
that
have
hat,
these.
though. That's
Yeah, so I guess this is a brand that he uses. Scales. I don't know
pretty
what they
cool.
do with it. It's something to do with boats. It might be like liners or something. I honestly couldn't even tell you. I'm not gonna pretend to know, but it's a cool hat. I like it. Don't worry, the horns aren't gonna come through on the actual.
They usually don't.
But it's just like, who's out there?
Does this happen often?
No.
Usually we just hear the Honda Civics ripping by with their straight pipes.
The odd time we hear a car, but like you
Yeah.
still don't hear it because
Some-
the filter that I put on.
The noise gate.
Couple. There's
What it is, it's an adaptive background noise canceller or whatever. It's on Adobe Audition if you ever used
There
it.
was one episode though. There was like some douchebag ripping around in a BMW that making obnoxious amounts of noise. There was like an Acura behind him and all this stuff. Like, it was awful.
They're probably really
couple
cool.
infinities.
They're probably really cool people.
No, I know, but
Someone
we
was shooting out of the BMW.
We talk about
Yeah, right?
we talk about cars a lot on this podcast, but I actually haven't had a chance to talk to you about your BMW because it looks like you've done some stuff to it.
Oh yeah, I've been
Some stuff. This guy's been
That's what I'm saying.
wrenching for months.
I've been wrenching for a year.
A year? It's been that
It's
long.
been a
already?
I remember
year.
when you posted the first picture of that thing, and it was like, "Oh damn, he got a BMW," and it looked like it
Yeah.
was just sitting ugly. in
Yeah,
your
that wasn't
garage.
his reaction. It was, oh shit, I got a BMW.
Yeah, but now it's dope. I've seen.
Yeah,
it.
it's still honestly, it's still not running perfect.
It's the
I
art-
bought it. I
the
bought
art
it.
of a project.
Yeah, I bought it real cheap. So the shitty part was that the guy that had it before me just like touched a lot of stuff. So I can't like if I'm fixing something, he like tampered with a lot of stuff, so it doesn't look like it looks in the
I
videos
feel that.
on the car.
I feel that. So but I bought that bike, my bike used. I tried to redo the electronics, opened it up, and I was like, "Oh my god,
Yeah.
the amount of hockey tape in here!
A nightmare.
Not even electrical tape, hockey tape.
Yeah, that's a bad sign. It's a very bad
That's a
sign.
very bad.
Ooh, it's bad.
So what have I done?
What have you done to it?
So it's a 99 323i. It's manual. I basically just bought it as I wanted a winter beater that was rear wheel drive because I just wanted to learn how to drift because my Mazda is front wheel.
Oh, it's rear wheel drive. It's not the all wheel.
Yeah, it's rear wheel.
Wow.
So, and then I got to working on it, fixing up. I wrapped it.
You wrapped it yourself too. I think I saw the videos
yeah.
of that.
That was funny to watch.
Yeah.
It's probably a learning experience.
Yeah, it's not that hard. It just takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
And you got to be like really patient with it. More
heat
hands,
gun and
more
everything.
hands help. Yeah. Honestly, wrap is such cool stuff. Like you can put it over top of the hole in this guitar if the strings were off and just poke your fingers through it. As long as you don't break the surface, if you put heat gun on it,
It just goes
it
right
goes
back.
flat.
Now, I've heard with wrap though that you have to redo it like every couple of years because it gets damaged, like it scratches easily and all that. Like you can see the scuff marks and stuff.
It depends. Like it's less durable than paint because like automotive paint with a good clear is like very, very, very durable. So, but at the same time, if something goes wrong, you can just replace the piece instead of repainting
that would
the
be
whole
if-
car.
Especially if you're doing it yourself, I can imagine it would be way easier because you just rewrap that section. Even if
Yeah.
you have to
Some
take off the whole
cars-
fender.
Some
Yeah.
cars are easy too. Like my car, I wouldn't want to do it, but like some cars, like you just said, the fender, you could just do the one front quarter panel and that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I know, yeah, I've heard that because when I wanted to repaint my bike, I was like, maybe I'll just get it. Maybe I'll wrap it. And everyone's like, yeah, but the fact that first of all, it's a motorcycle, produces a lot of heat, so that might do some stupid shit with the wrap.
Yeah.
And-
It just
and
depends how hot it
as
is
well.
getting.
Like I know, especially with because I did a paint job. Oh god, I did a paint. I did a paint job with it, and I've scuffed it up a couple times just getting on it with my boot heels and all that kind of stuff. So
Oh,
I know,
true.
especially with wrap, that would probably like rip through it or like
Yeah.
I'd scuff it up pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I've seen pictures of it. It looks good. And did you replace those headlights as well, or
Yeah. So it's got new headlights. And then I've replaced pretty much everything that's like essential. Like I have an intake from a 330. They're just bigger. Like coil, plugs, alternator, rad, like pretty much everything in the engine bay is pretty much either off a used car, like off a parts car. I ball on Kijiji and Facebook Marketplace, depending
know you.
depending on what I need. And then the diff's welded right now, so that locks my back wheel. It's easier for drifting, but
oh, you locked your rear diff?
yeah, you just put a plate in between the gears and then weld it.
Wow.
But it's fine if you're at stock wheel width, but your diff is designed because if you're turning left, your left tire is covering less distance than
Now-
your right.
Does that age of BMW have a limited slip or no?
No, it's open. So I
an
can do a
open
one.
diff.
I can just dump my clutch and I'll do a one wheel peel if one wheel's got grip.
Oh, okay.
So if I'm drifting, that's inconsistent. Like I can just
You don't wanna
be
do that.
drifting and then one wheel catches and I'm in the ditch. So,
yeah, exactly.
but the problem is, I have wider tires, and I have spacers on those
And your
tires.
spacers as well.
So now the difference that the wheels travel is so much bigger than when it's normal.
yeah.
So whenever I turn and I'm going slowly, pretty much my wheels work themselves free and just like slip.
If anyone
because
does,
it's
Oh,
locked.
okay.
just to say, if anyone doesn't understand what he's talking about, there's a really good series of videos that Chevrolet did in like the 40s or 50s that explains suspension, differentials, and transmissions so well. It's like any dummy would watch those videos and understand them.
Because I
I
know.
don't know if you ever watched them yourself.
No,
but
I
yeah,
haven't.
just,
But I understand the
it
workings of a
shows-
car. Just hanging out with you and all the
but
grease
like
monkey
the
guys.
breakdown, like it makes you understand it so well. Like you understand like how a diff works like so perfectly. It's such a good video.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
actually,
because I know
It's worth watching.
BMW, Honda. There's a few that are really big with the limited slip diffs now. Most German cars,
Now?
Honda.
I think most stuff has it now.
Honda, Hyundai. I don't think Toyota and Nissan have pulled them in yet, but like I know the SIs are big marketers of their limited slip differential now.
Yeah, it helps a lot.
What were you gonna say?
Yeah, it's kind of been a pain because I've been wanting to drive the car properly for a long time. Like I still haven't like had it running like perfectly.
Must have been in the spring that we saw. Me and Rich saw you drive
Yeah.
by us.
Yeah.
Once.
Yeah. But the good thing is I've pretty much had to go through every system in the car and fix something. So at this point, I've learned so much about cars. Like I did the brakes, I did the like alternator and battery system. Like I changed the shifter so I know what like the tranny looks like, and like window regulator.
That's awesome.
And pretty much like valve cover gasket, like every system, like the cooling system, I replaced like 4 pipes.
And you've had to tear apart the block by now, right? Or have you done that? Or no,
Um,
did you do someone
the
get someone else to do
deepest,
that?
the deepest I went was the valve cover off, so the cams are out,
Yeah.
and then the intake manifold off. But I didn't take like the top end off.
You didn't take
to
the whole header off.
Yeah, I didn't take the head off yet.
Because you were telling me the other week that you had a little problem with the coolant system.
Yeah, actually, I figured that out. Basically, they
What-
have these.
Was what you explained to me right?
Did I say the clip?
You said that there was just no flow, so the coolant wasn't flowing
no,
from
I
inside
was-
of the engine. To
I
the
was
outside.
wrong. I was wrong.
Okay.
So I had a pipe pop off earlier, like 3 months ago. I'd went to a shop because I was missing one of these clips, and I
Okay.
got a bunch of clips and I put it on. It was probably like a centimeter off the size that it actually need to be.
You mean a millimeter?
It was very small gap.
Right.
Like the clip was very
I was gonna say,
close, and it
centimeter
just
is
kept,
like your pinky nail.
yeah. And then the clip that was holding the pipe on just kept slipping off. So I just
Okay.
needed to get a new clip for that. But I fixed that. But yeah, that stranded me. I ended up figuring it out. But that's like.
When's it
I
getting
just tear it all. I just tear everything out, find the problem, and then put everything back on. Like the amount of times I put the wheels on and off that car, even like the manifold is like unhealthy.
When's it getting a Turbski?
Honestly, if it runs right for a while, and I really love it, then eventually it's gonna have to get boosted because it's not really that fast.
This is your learner car, basically, for like how
But
to
even
build a
if
car.
like the fact that you have a project car that you got to wrench on for a whole year, and then that one day when everything is finally done and you take it out, it's gonna be such
I'm
a
gonna
good
burn
experience.
4 tires in a day. I have a stack of tires at the side of my house that I picked up on Kijiji for cheap that are literally
You're
just
ready.
for burning.
That's amazing.
I want to be able to look
'Cause
at
I-
my friend and just spin my back tires. That's why I bought the car.
When I open the hood of a car, I'm useless. But I've been wrenching, like the same thing with you. I'm watching YouTube videos, anything like that with that. I bought my bike is from 1984, so that thing is needed
true.
like electrical work, like everything.
Yeah,
And I've been working on that thing more than I've been riding it almost for the last like 3 years.
yeah.
But like the fact that once you get it running and you finally it fires up and you're like, oh,
Oh, yeah.
shit, I get to finally like drive it and enjoy it without having to worry about something blowing up, even though something
Yeah.
probably will blow up.
Yeah.
But like it's amazing. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, I gotta start getting to this. I've been looking at
You've
cars.
been doing stuff with the Solera though.
not
You've changed
really.
like the interior, like the seats you've done, the
I've
doors
done
you've
nothing
done.
technical. I've literally replaced like the seat and some of the interior trim, and I might be getting a new rear bumper, maybe.
You got to do the paint. That clear coat.
If
is
you want
bugging
a
me.
true, if you really want a true project car, which I don't know if you do,
Nah, I'm like
But-
half in, half out.
then you need 2 cars.
Like a daily and a
daily and a
project.
project,
Yeah, I wouldn't project a daily.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
unless it's running perfectly and you know it's running.
So
Unless it's
I
done.
look at Kijiji for things that are like not like because everything that you buy used for like under $5,000 or $6,000 needs something. It's all right, don't worry. Those the pops usually don't come through too high either. Like the other day, I was looking at cars, and I came across like a 2003 Saab 9.3 Vector Edition.
So BMW.
No, it's not a BMW. It's
They
an
look
inline-
like Beamers.
No, they don't.
Yeah,
like,
they do.
Saabs?
It looks like a European car, which it is. It's a Swedish car. It's an inline 4.
You can make a lot of power out of those.
It's a non-turbo too, and it has 210 horsepower.
After non-turbo?
It's a non-turbo.
Oh, true. I
And
didn't
it's
even
a
know they had
6-speed.
non-turbos.
Yeah, so
I thought the
thing with
turbos-
that is like I was literally like kind of like scouring the internet for something like what you got, or not as damaged, but something that I could spend a few minutes
Was yours
on.
damaged, or was
Yeah.
it just like somebody?
Anyways,
it
it's
was
mint.
pretty
bad. It was pretty bad.
Oh, really?
It's absolutely mint. Like I asked the guy to send me pictures of the rockers. Literally the cleanest car I've ever seen in my life. Like,
Fair
like
enough.
off the lot. So like now I'm sitting here
They're
going
front
like,
wheel drive though.
I know that's the thing,
Trust me.
because I want to do what
Trust
you
me.
want to do. And
Even
it's like,
if you don't do it all the time, the option needs to be there.
yeah, I know.
That's how
winter
I
hooning.
feel.
So-
Winter hooning.
What I've been looking at is IS 300s, but there's two big problems with that.
You get an IS 250 as well.
The
for probably-
2J or the 1J? The 2J?
2J.
Oh,
The
the
2000.
old
you,
one.
You
Like
gotta
the,
buy that's like
like-
20K.
like
no,
the
they're
Altezza.
cheaper. Yeah, the Altezza, but we didn't have the
Yeah, I know.
Altezza here. But the thing is, like, you can find them in half decent shape, but then you got to worry about finding a manual one.
Yeah.
and
I think you can find one that cheap.
I have seen them, but they're not in great shape. Is
Fair
the
enough.
thing. So you'd have to go out and buy new like rockers and
You have
quarter
to
panels.
you
and
have to
shit.
do something like, especially with the Beamer, like you could go to a scrapyard and probably find millions of those cars and like pull parts off of them like nothing.
I know like what it is, and I know the availability of the parts and stuff like that. It's just about the money behind that car.
Yeah,
It would be so cool to have. It's rear wheel 2JZ, and
it's
you
got
know,
a 2J.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah,
I
which
don't-
is-
Yeah.
Not all of
I
them
think
did,
that would
but-
be I think that would be ideal, but I think you're gonna have a hard time finding one.
I know.
You know what I saw?
I,
Speaking.
I'm hoping
I look
that,
on
like,
Facebook.
some-
I look on Facebook Marketplace every single day.
Oh, me too. I'm a
Every
I've
single
been
day.
frequent
looking
flyer.
for
I have my
those.
VIP card in the Facebook.
Have you seen the
Marketplace.
Beamer on Facebook Marketplace?
Yours?
Yeah.
No, is it on there?
Yeah.
Why?
Why? Why
I'm
not?
I love the Beamer, but I'm a car enthusiast.
So
So
you're just gonna move on.
if
to
someone
something else?
offers me like, I was talking.
Oh,
it's
It's one of those things where like if somebody offers me the right price, I'll sell it, but
oh,
otherwise I'll keep
100%,
it.
100%.
Oh, okay, cool.
And if someone doesn't offer, like if someone wants to offer me $5,000, like it's on Facebook Marketplace right now for 10, which is probably more than it's worth.
Yeah, no kidding.
But it's also a one of a kind car.
it leaves room
So-
for people to negotiate with you though.
Yeah, and I say it, I'm like, I'm not looking to sell it, but every car has a price. I'm a car enthusiast. Do I love this car? Yes, but if someone gave me 10K and I went and bought a 300 ZX and then banked $2,000, I would be way happier.
Oh yeah, no kidding.
Fair
Speaking of the 2J though, I was in Newmarket earlier and saw one of the new I guess it's what, Mark 5 Supras are the new ones.
There's one in Schaumburg.
They're not 2Js though.
They're not a 2J, but it's a Supra.
I think we're losing people, and I'm okay with that. They're
Z-
BMWs.
Z4.
I was gonna say the
It's a
Z4
BMW.
is-
It's a Z4, but it's a Supra and finger quotes. And now I can finger quote and people know that I'm doing it. But it was fully wrapped in yellow, and it was a Pikachu.
wrapped.
No way.
It was Pikachu themed. It had wide body on it, big spoiler. It was sick.
They're pretty sick.
Really?
They looked really cool, and it was
They're
like
pretty sick.
It was all wrapped in Pikachu.
They do look cool. It's just like I don't know like why.
But that's the only.
There's
Toyota,
a red
like-
one on Church.
I wanted to pull
There
by
is,
him and
you're
go,
right.
dude, your car is not JDM anymore. It's fucking German.
I don't.
It's
know.
like all German with Toyota badges.
I'm not sure why Toyota's dipping into so many pockets in the past couple of years. Like the 86 is not a Toyota.
It's a Subaru.
It's a Subaru drivetrain. It's a Toyota
Yes.
chassis.
They do it out of necessity and convenience.
Yes.
Like for the Supra, they needed a straight 6.
And
which they
needed
didn't
it,
have.
And they needed
And
a
Why
coupe.
BMW
wouldn't
does.
they redevelop a new
So much money.
a new JZ?
So much money.
Because they don't really
They can make a
them
3
anymore.
JZ.
They don't really make them anymore as often. They still have kit engines and stuff, but they don't put them. I don't think as any car
And
I
even
has
like
them.
the 2J,
I don't think you could buy a 2J for under like 12 grand at this point.
I don't know.
Like
The-
just the
I
engine.
don't know what the crates cost, like the crate engines, but I know that they don't. I don't think any cars that they have off the line have them anymore.
The 2J will never happen again because in Japan they basically had a gentleman's agreement. They thought that speed meant danger, so they just said, let's limit our engines and keep everyone safer. So all the car companies shook hands and said, we're not going to make cars over, I'm pretty sure the number was like 300 horsepower. So what they basically all did was they made these cars with fully forged internals and all this stuff and then detuned it and just gave it a shitty file, not a shitty file, a very, very economical
Well, I mean,
file
I thought-
that made like 300 horsepower, and then out the box, you can just turn up the boost and give it an intake and make like 500,
Well,
which
I mean,
you cannot do
I have-
at all to cars nowadays.
heard
I
that
think
much.
the Supra makes I think it's like 306 is the number that they're saying it makes, right? Like 306 horsepower.
The
That
new
was-
one? Yeah.
The new ones.
There's a documentary about that.
Yeah.
What was it called? Because I saw that. I didn't remember that until you brought it up.
It's either on. No, it's. I think that might be Donut on YouTube.
no.
Donut Media?
Yeah.
I mean, I know
It's not where I heard it, but I have heard that before.
I know I
Yeah.
did see a video on YouTube of them racing one of the brand new Supras against the Accord Touring, which is like just over 300 horsepower, and the Corolla,
Yeah.
the Camry XSE.
Oh yeah.
So they had the Supra, the Camry XSE, and the Accord Touring, and the Accord fucking crushed everything.
Really?
The Accords are quick.
Really?
They beat the Accord, the fully loaded Accord Touring with the V6, the turbo, makes like 320 and change or something like that. And it actually beat a Type R in a drag race,
Interesting.
which is nuts.
I'm curious to. I actually want to drive one of the Camry. What are they called? The TRD edition.
It's literally
Yeah.
just a Camry XSE, but it's got like louder exhaust and it's got the spoiler
And it's
got
faster.
it's got a nicer. No, it's not. It's the same engine.
I'm pretty sure it's like much faster. I'll have
It's
to look
not.
that one
It
up.
was a limited edition thing. It's cool. It's got like it's got Alcantara interior.
What's that?
Alcantara?
So
Yeah.
much.
It's like that
Is that
like
material?
felt
Or?
feeling
It's like
material.
felt.
Oh, like that racing.
It's
wheel
waterproof. It's
material.
waterproof felt that doesn't wear down.
That's what
Like
you
when-
see on a Porsche steering wheel.
Right.
Yeah,
Or
it's
like
like
most
that
racing
that
wheels.
grippy
Yeah.
like
Got it.
fuzzy kind of stuff. But those Accord TRDs, and I mean, I'm lucky enough to work at Honda where I get to drive like brand new Hondas every day, and like even the CRVs, like the brand new ones, have like turbo all-wheel drive and VTEC as well, and they're fucking in the winter you cannot unstick that shit.
Yeah.
I was taking
That's
like
impressive.
I shouldn't say this because especially now that I mean,
Yeah.
he's not my boss anymore. We're on
That's
even
funny.
playing field now, but like you could take bends at like
Little
60,
drifty drift.
60 kilometers an hour on a
Yeah.
bend in snow, and those things are like fucking they're like concrete on the road.
That's impressive.
It's dope. Those
cool.
CRVs are not they're ugly as piss.
Oh, to have a new car. Fine, I got a 99 and a 07.
Don't buy a new car. I bought a new
No
car.
AC.
I got a 2000.
seats.
I bought a new car in
No
20
AC.
I bought a 90
Never
I,
had a car with
I have a
AC.
luxury. automobile.
I
It's
bought
got
a brand new
6 disc
car in-
changer.
I got a brand new car in 2016 and the transmission's already going.
All the new car transmissions are awful.
CVTs.
It's a CVT,
They're
that's why.
bad.
Do you have the Ford transmission? What?
Huh? It's Nissan.
Because the Ford Focus transmissions go every like 50K.
They do. But the only thing
It's
is with
awful.
Nissan, the transmissions are built perfectly, but they made a stupid mistake trying to conserve weight and trying to conserve cost, and they did not put a cooler on the CVT. So what happens is when you're driving them either under stress or in hot ass weather, which
Yeah.
is what we've been having, they overheat themselves, the belt stretches, and they fail.
You know what the solution is?
Put a cooler on it.
New car.
Manual.
I know manual,
Right?
but I haven't driven manual since I was 16 years old, and I didn't want to buy a new car.
It's funny because
Fair
North
enough.
America is unique to not driving manual.
I would have
Like,
100
it's
Like UK,
weird.
they teach them in manual.
Like when my aunt comes over from England, like when they rent a car, they get like, first of all, they have to drive on the opposite side of the road, which confuses them already. Second, and you'll recognize this one because I did this too when I used to have my old car. When you go from driving a manual and then you sit and drive an automatic,
you
the
slam the brake like it's the clutch.
Well, no, you know what I used to do in my mom's car? I'd fucking throw my left foot down so hard into nothing. Literally,
That's better than the brake.
I'd hit it into the
You've done it with the
floorboard.
brake?
Like while driving, no, I'm talking when you start it. You know, you just start it with the clutch
Yeah.
in, right? Like I'd throw my foot down, like fucking slam it onto literally nothing. So imagine trying to sort
park.
sort
shit.
all that out whilst driving on the wrong side of the road to your normal
That
ways.
would be a nightmare.
These
Oh
are
my
good.
god, yeah, they are good.
These
They're
Smash
those
sodas,
are
the
local.
Georgia Bays?
Yeah, they're local. Yeah, yo, I like, and you look at like, it's funny. I think I brought this up before. I don't know if you've ever seen a picture of like a Japan parking lot.
No.
Everybody backs in.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
how
I
you
don't
do
go to any parking spot unless it's a pull through or a back in. I will never pull into a parking spot.
So North America just does it wrong with
We're
driving.
lazy with driving.
Yeah.
Like car culture is just better everywhere else too.
100%. 100%.
One day I'm
100%.
just gonna
Exactly.
Pack, one day I'm just gonna
Exactly.
pack it all up. You can catch me with an R34 in Japan.
Well, you can get them
Plan-
now.
You can buy them now in here,
Now.
but to bring them over, it's like what? It comes to like almost 80 grand.
180 grand.
Oh, never mind.
Did you see that Midnight Purple that sold for, I think it was 300 and change?
No, I didn't see that, but my dad sent me a Kijiji ad the other day because he heard us talking about the R34.
Yeah.
And he didn't know the trim packages, so he sent me an ad for a R34 GTT, which is half the price.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's
and
not
the-
a true
I think I've seen
Skyline.
that.
It's
And the ad,
It's
he
not a true GTR.
and it looked nice. Like I would still drive it because it's like, it's only like literally one trim package away from the GTR.
Yeah.
But
No go.
it's like half the price, and the one he sent me was like $70,000, and like that is like
Crazy.
that's not a reasonable price, but that is the market price. And I
Yeah.
looked at him and I was like, no, Dad, that's not my dream car. This is my dream car. And I sent him an R34, and it was 175.
To be completely
I think you can
honest,
get R34s for cheaper now.
You can,
but they're beat.
But they're beat.
Yeah, at all. depends on
I
the
think I would
condition.
prefer an
You're looking at a
R32 to be
couple
completely
$100,000.
honest.
You know what I would
Kilometers.
prefer over everything?
72 Skyline. Duh.
You're talking about the either 280 or what?
Guy's gonna say a Bronco.
No, yes.
What's the dream? What's the
Are
dream?
you going high end?
NSX?
Oh, okay.
Old one?
Old NSX.
With the roof scoop?
With like that
roof scoop.
No, there's like the one with the triangle roof scoop. It's it's the Honda, like
Is that that's the Honda, not the Acura?
it's not an Acura. It's a Honda.
Well,
It
I
is
mean,
still
the
a
Acura
VTEC.
NSX is a Honda. It's just
Yeah,
an
but
Edge.
they had like a certain variety of trim
There's-
packages for each
oh.
company.
There's a
so
dude-
the Honda had like the racing one. I can't remember the trim model. It might have been like, it wasn't Type R, but it was
yeah.
whatever the equivalent is for the NSX, and it has like this big fucking like half a foot tall like
Oh, I think I do. I know
pyramid
what you're
roof
talking about. I
scoop
know
sort
what you're
of
talking
thing.
Dude,
about. It's
there's
like the CLK Benz one.
There are
yeah,
two.
it's probably like a turbo edition or something. That's why the intake is there. Otherwise, it's redundant.
There are two guys that come into work, and I see them in the parking lot now that it's summer when it's a nice day out.
but those
they
are like
they
200K
always
as well.
park. They always park right next to each other. Honda NSX with the hood scoop and everything, like the full like side panel intakes and everything, hood scoop, and he parks right next to a guy with an R35 GTR.
Nice. That's
Oh
my
my
buddy,
god!
my buddy just bought an R35 like 2 weeks
I
ago.
heard they're
R35?
I heard they're disasters.
What do you mean?
Do it with
There's-
Dan.
there-
Had one. He had one for like 2 months, and every week he
yeah,
was
but
like,
fuck that
"I can't
guy.
drive
It
it. It's
all
broken."
it all depends, man. It all depends. Like I could be like BMWs are shit because I had shit BMW.
I mean,
He probably bought one off the lot and started hooning right away.
No, he
He
did.
probably
He bought a
didn't wait
used
the
one. He did buy a
5K.
used one, but at the same time, as
He bought a used one.
as amazing as GTRs are, my experience with Nissan has made me never want to buy a Nissan again.
The problem that people forget with cars is like whatever you buy from a
It's not the
dealership,
vehicle; it's the way that the dealerships and the service people
It's
are.
not. It's not only that. It's
the
literally.
ownership.
It's literally that the car you like. For example, you buy an Impreza STI.
Yeah.
That is a track ready car.
Mhm.
You can literally go and abuse that car from day one.
Yeah.
Maybe after the 5K of getting it
You have
warmed
to-
up.
Yeah,
But like an R35, you still have to like do mods to make it a track ready car. You know, like
Yeah.
unless you buy the track ready version,
yeah, like
The
the
Nismo.
what's it
the Nismo or the Black
V-Spec
Edition or the V Spec.
or Spec V.
They
I
have
can't
3
remember.
that are track ready.
but I don't
that they
think those are
advertise.
actually track ready. So there was a thing in what year is the R32? 92.
92 to 93, I think.
So that car killed it on like the Nürburgring and stuff as a
I love the
track-ready
R32.
car.
That's my favorite GTR.
But the only reason that like passed, if I remember correctly, is because you had to make a certain amount of production cars.
Yeah. To make it
So
a car,
they
road
had
car.
they had 2 companies that I remember specifically that would make the track ready versions, and it was Mines and Doluk. No,
I remember the mines for sure.
the Mines is the one that had like the gray lines up the
Yeah.
side, and like the Mines is in cursive writing. I forget the other one. It's gonna bug me.
It
anyways.
looked kind of similar to the
Those
what's
were
it
like
called?
specialized versions, or it might have been Nismo actually at that time too.
I don't think they had
Anyways.
Nismo at the time.
So everything else was just like a consumer vehicle that was a little bit
Mm.
less.
yeah.
It's like I don't know if you ever heard the story. I told you the story about Lancia when they were doing the rallies
Yeah, and
the
they
first
would
time.
cut corners like crazy.
So I don't know if you ever heard this one. This was in I
We
think it
talked
was
about this in the
Top Gear.
Liam episode, yeah.
And what they did, so they first got into the rally in like the 80s, and at that time to get into, I think they were in Group B or WRC, one of the two, you had to have a certain amount of production vehicles of that car to
Yeah.
raise it.
Yeah.
So what they did is the inspectors of the race, to make sure they actually had that many production cars, they brought them up to inspect them. So they brought them into a parking lot, they inspected them all, counted them, and they went up to the guys from the company, and they're like, hey, there's only half the amount of cars you need. They're like, don't worry, We're gonna take you to lunch first. We have them in another parking lot across town. So
They moved all the cars.
They moved all the cars while having a 5-course lunch.
They get away with it.
They had like a 2 or 3 hour lunch with these guys, and they took them out. And yeah, they didn't check VIN numbers.
What would they do?
Oh.
And what about what they did at the actual start lines of the races?
Oh, this is funny too. So you're familiar with rally?
Yeah.
One car goes. You
It's
wait a
time
few
trial.
minutes,
Yeah.
then you go right.
Yeah.
So they were. There was some problems with their cars overall. They weren't confident they would
They're
win.
Italian. They're Italian
And when they
cars.
were doing, I believe it was
Nothing's changed.
Yeah, exactly.
F1.
I forget which rally specifically it was, but there was a couple that did this. It was mostly dry dirt tracks. The first person would go, cough up a lot of dust. You
Yeah.
couldn't see. If you were the next person to go, you couldn't see shit.
Yeah.
And so what they would do is they pretend shit was wrong with their vehicle. Like they'd pretend their seatbelt wasn't working. Like stupid
To
shit.
wait for the dust to go down.
Yeah, they'd wait like a couple minutes, dust to go down.
Mhm.
The thing is
If you're not cheating, you're not trying.
you do get penalized for that, but it's only like 5 seconds, I think.
Yeah.
Like it's really
Each
small.
I mean,
penalty-
you'll be
each-
following that guy's dust trail for the whole
each
the whole
penalty-
track. So
Yeah,
you
you
make up
wouldn't
the
see
time.
anything.
You make up
Each-
the time.
So
Each
you-
penalty, I think, is 2 or 5 seconds. I think
Well, no, there's different levels. There's
Oh,
different.
okay,
don't
yeah.
don't reference. Dirt,
That's why I said 2 or 5.
don't reference dirt rally.
I'm talking about.
there's-
I know F1 specifically. It's either 2 for a minor and 5 for a major penalty.
There's some that are 10. There's some that
Yeah,
are
it
15.
depends what
really?
depends what league, like
It really
championship you're
depends.
playing
So
in.
there's like a in I think it's either F1 or NASCAR. If you cut a line, and a line is like a hypothetical thing. Like
Yeah.
it's not actually a real tangible thing. But if you're doing your apex and someone comes on the inside and cuts you off completely, and then you lose traction, that's a penalty
Yeah.
because you've cut someone's line.
Yeah.
Rally that doesn't happen obviously
Yeah.
because you're going solo, but yeah, there's some big penalties out there. Like there's 10-second penalties, there's 15-second penalties. Like if in rally you launch off the line before the green light, which you
Yeah.
can completely do, you get like 10 seconds right off the bat.
Yeah.
Do you guys watch Drive to Survive?
No.
I've not watched that one yet.
me?
The only car show I really kept up with is Roadkill.
Drive to Survive's on Netflix,
Drive
right?
Survive is unbelievable, dude.
Is it?
You have to watch it.
I mean,
it is
I was-
it is so cool to see the dynamic of F1.
Speaking of driving, I should have probably talked about this on during the news segment. But did you guys see that huge F1 crash they just had? I don't remember what the driver was, but he
No.
ended
No.
up
What
he ended
ground-
up he hit the guardrail at 140 miles an hour around a bend. The car split in half and turned into a fireball. I don't know. If
Are
this
you
was,
sure? No. Oh, that was last year.
Was it last year?
Yeah,
I ended
he was
up
in the
just
car for
seeing
like
it.
a minute and a half, and they're just
They were
spraying it down.
and then he just all of a sudden emerges from the flames and sprints out of the fire.
Was that
it's the
before?
most crazy video you've ever
Was
seen.
that before or after the halos? Was that the guy who climbed between the halo?
No.
Because there was like one that happened a few years back, or even less.
They hit a car
Where
and
they
the,
did
the,
something
the
crazy
rear
like
end
that.
split off of it and was not on fire, but the front end went through the guardrail and burst into flames. And the
Okay.
driver was in it still. And they were extinguishing this fire for almost 2 minutes. Extinguishing
That's
they red
unbelievable.
flagged the race, everything. And they said
At
like,
that
they-
point, the
they-
other drivers were in the pits
they
watching
were in
on
the pits
TVs.
watching, and they said, like, they interviewed Lewis Hamilton. He goes, when the whole arena goes dead silent like that, they go, you're not waiting to hear the confirmation that he died. They're going, you just know what happened and you're waiting for the result.
Did he die?
No, he ended up fucking climbing out at like a minute and
Himself,
40
like
seconds.
himself,
Yeah.
he just threw
A
the
minute and
through the
40 seconds, he
firefighters.
climbed out of the fucking fire.
The cars. It's funny that people don't really. So
Their suits must be
well,
ridiculous.
okay. There's a few safety features that have been added in the few years. In the past, probably 10 years. One of them is halos. I don't know if you know what that is. You ever seen the new Formula One cars that have like that bar around the top?
Yeah.
and
Yeah, they don't need a windshield because they got those.
So that's a halo. It's part of the substructure of the car. So if they flip over, they don't break their neck.
Okay.
So that's one thing. Second is driver goes into the car with the seat. Seat comes out with the driver.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they can crane people out of the car.
So the
So that way, like, say something's broken. Say they're like their spine's broken. They're in their seat, fine. It's
You
like
just
it's
pull
like
them
a
Okay, you don't have
cast.
to move them to lift them.
Yeah. The cars come apart like Lego. Like you literally like how you saw that
Yeah.
one split in half.
Yeah.
That's because that was a point in the car that probably was just like detached done.
Yeah.
Sorry, I
Yeah.
just hit the mic stand. So
like front lip, back lip, everything's a piece. It's
everything's
crazy.
pieces. Like I remember watching the Indy in Toronto years back, watching the guys pack these cars, the Indy cars specifically up into the trucks. Like it's amazing. Like these cars go into like 1.5 feet height of space, like in the top of the truck above
Yeah.
the cabins and
Yeah.
stuff. Like everything comes off. It's
Also-
like Lego.
before we elaborate more, do a storage check. Just so we're not.
Oh yeah, no, we're good. I have just less than 4 gigs left of
Okay,
storage.
we're good.
Sweet.
We're good.
So we still
Dope.
have enough for.
I just
the
wanted
last
to make
bit.
sure.
We're
Yeah.
we're at a minute 50. So like you guys if you guys are getting tired or how you feeling, we can still continue.
I could go on for fucking cars forever.
Now that we're talking about cars, yeah.
Yeah, right.
I am so.
We'll make it for a
Actually,
few more minutes. You got some?
Side note, I've literally. It's funny because when I was in high school, I was all sports, and I was all sports into university, and then music hit, and I was like all music, and I was like semi-car for the whole time. Like once I bought the Mazda out of high school, like I was interested in cars,
That was
but
another thing
I
that surprised me about you.
never lifted a hood.
The Maserati.
The Maserati.
Maserati.
And then now, like this past year, I've been working on the Beamer so much. Not even like I'm interested in it, but like it got to the point that I was just like working on it to fix it. Like I
Now it's
obviously
a-
didn't
now-
want to keep on work. Like I didn't want stuff to keep going wrong.
Now it's a vendetta. You got to go like, I'm gonna fucking fix you, and you're gonna run beautiful.
Yeah.
And that's my goal.
Yeah, you're gonna run beautiful, and then I'm gonna sell you for a Fox body.
Yeah. A Fox.
A
body,
Lego.
though.
Actually,
you're selling
I had
for
a-
a Lego.
Okay, I was talking to this guy. He has a bunch of cars. He's like, I'm looking for a car for my kid. This BMW looks good. And then, because I contacted him, he was selling a 89 Fox Body GT.
5 liter.
This thing had the wrapping still on the steering wheel. Everything was pristine. It had 216,000 K. Don't ask me who drives a car that far and keeps it that pristine. And he was ready to trade. And then he's like, when do you want to meet up? And I was like, talking to this guy, I was like, shit, the Beamer.
10 minutes ago.
I was like, the Beamer is still running like shit, so I can't meet him. So I was like loafing, and then he sold it for asking price. I was like, that is awful.
You know what? You know what
I
I've been
have a-
looking at, and I know
I have
you.
a Fox buddy I'll get you in touch with. You might know some people.
I had a buddy that sold his
less.
Fox Body years back too. But you know what I've been looking at, because I'm at the point now where it's time to sell the bike because it's starting to give me more issues than pleasure. But I'm in the debate now: is do I get a project car or do I get another bike? And the only project car I've been able to find that I'd be interested in spending the money on, because I know I could do a shit ton of stuff to it, and I can get them for pretty affordable for like my bike budget prices.
Civic?
Not a Civic,
Jetta.
Miata.
Watch out for Miata. I heard that when you're past like 6'1", it gets a bit tight.
I'm 6 feet. We're good.
Oh, okay.
But I would get
there's
like
there's a
the old-
turbo
the-
there's a
I-
turbo Miata
I'd
on
get,
Facebook
I'd get
Marketplace.
I'd get the flippy light one.
Yeah.
That's just an easy mod though. You can just order it from like AliExpress or something.
What, flippy lights?
Like the one
Yeah.
that winks. Or no, you want flippy lights.
I want the
period.
flippy light one.
Oh, okay.
I don't
you
want
have
the
to be
new
able
ones.
to. You have to be able to flip one at a time when you see other Miatas.
Yeah, it's like a thing. It's like they wink at each other.
Mandatory
So it's
lights.
probably like what, dirt cheap on AliExpress.
It's like literally like a button you install in the car.
But Miatas aren't fast enough.
If I put a
Don't
fucking
worry.
turbo and shit on
hold
it,
on,
it's fast.
hold
Still.
on. No, no.
They
This-
weigh as
Okay,
much as a
hold on,
fucking
hold on,
morning.
hold on.
Donut Media
I'll tell you.
literally did a full turbo kit and made like 260.
Hold on. Listen.
They weigh as much as a
Listen.
morning dump.
Listen.
If I
listen.
turbo
Listen.
that shit.
My buddy has like 7 Miatas.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what he said. This is a very, very, very clever line. He said, "You do not need acceleration and speed if you do not have to slow down in the corners."
Plus they're rear wheel drive.
That's fair enough.
It's a rear wheel drive. It's a small roadster. It's convertible.
All I'm gonna say
It's dope.
is
And girls like it
that-
because of soft lines.
that car
Yeah.
is like my Mazda. It's fun when you're by yourself.
Yes.
It is very fun by yourself. You're like, holy shit. And then a 350 pulls up to you and puts like 18 car lengths on you. You're like, okay, this is
I'm
not as
I
fun
don't-
anymore.
First of all, me trying to accelerate into a police program, I'm not going to be street racing. Let's just get that straight here right now.
Especially lately.
Especially lately.
you won't be street racing
a-
in a Miata.
You
A
won't.
dude I was working with just got arrested
I'll
for
dust
6
your
counts of
Miata.
street racing and it's 370. So like, let's not even get there.
Oh, that's devastating.
It's bad. He was actually running the group. They had a task force investigating him for like fucking months.
That's his own fault.
No good. He's gone. But
Me in 15 years.
yeah. They look like a lot of fun, and they have a shit ton of aftermarket, and that's the reason that I would be looking at them.
100%.
Because you could put so much stuff, like a wide body kit would look dope on those things.
Yeah.
And there's a dude that I saw on YouTube
You
that
can fit
put
an
a
LS1.
fucking LS in it, and it's disgusting.
Yeah. If you got 10 grand.
Back to the Fox body thing. I know there's a guy, and he's put like
Those things were dangerous, though, weren't
He's
they?
put,
Fox
like,
bodies.
tens of thousands of dollars into
Because
his Fox body.
That was the era where Mustang decided we want to make it more commuter friendly, and they made it like more commuter looking. And
No,
it
that was
like,
before.
No.
lighter.
That was the year before. That was oil crisis.
Okay. Because I know it was I think it was the Fox body that was too light, and they would drag them, and they would literally take flight.
Oh, they're super light.
You can modify them, but his Fox body, and I don't want to say his name or the actual number, but let's say it's more horsepower than you would ever need on the road, and yes, it's over 1,000.
Oh, it's over 1,000. Sure.
He's spent like tens of thousands of dollars on this
Can you
car.
tell him to pick me up?
I'll if you're ever actually seriously interested in buying one when you're ready to sell your car, let me know and I'll get you in touch with him because he's in
I'm
a
ready.
club. He's in a club.
Like, I don't
Oh,
usually
fair enough.
swing that way, but like for 1,000 horsepower Fox body, I'm willing to do anything.
It's honestly, it's funny because it is a sleeper. Like on the outside,
Does it look beat?
Oh man, it looks beat.
Oh,
Like there's
sure.
no physical modifications done to it except for the
well
tires.
done. Well done.
It's I think it's a little bit lower, and he's got big tires.
It's got hoisters in the back, and you're like, oh, shit.
Yeah, but
Is it still NA?
Is it what?
Naturally aspirated?
I honestly don't even know.
I was gonna.
I don't know if he's
There's
swapped
a
the engine
guy-
or
That's what I
not.
could-
There's a guy in Schaumburg, and I saw him, I want to say last year at the end of the summer, pulled into the parking lot over here in the plaza when we were all sitting there, and he has looks like fucking showroom quality
Fuck.
GNX.
Oh.
And when he pulled out, we were talking to him while he was filling up because we saw a GNX, and obviously all of us freaking went over there. We were like, Jesus, like
Hi.
we haven't seen a GNX look this good in like since like unless you're looking at Google pictures.
Yeah.
And he didn't pop the hood or anything. Like he was pretty conservative about his build and everything. Like you could tell he was like kind of like I don't want to tell you guys much about it. But
Because he didn't build it.
while he was while he was pulling
I can't explain what any of this
while
is.
he was pulling out of the parking lot, we hear him like fire it up, and it sounds amazing. And then we convinced him to do a little pull for us while he was going up to the red light out of the Dons here, and all you hear is like huge turbo,
So sick.
and we're like, oh Jesus! But like that thing was, and it was like the gloss black. It had the fucking
So sick.
rear tires as wide as his table. Like it was ridiculous.
That's the way to go. Actually, some guy has a 323 that is the same model as mine, but it's the exact opposite. It's turboed and it's making like 350 wheel, but there's nothing cosmetic to it, and he's pretty interested in trading. I don't think I'm gonna do it because a DIY turbo build is just a recipe for a disaster. But I'm
Yeah.
like, still, it's kind of funny
it's
that
probably
he
like
but
went the
it's
exact
one
opposite
thing you have
route.
to deal with,
It's like the
rather than the 50 things you got to deal with
The
in your
eBay
car.
turbo
Well,
kits.
they're all gone now, pretty much.
Hmm.
I'd be super down. I know you would be down to help me if we went halvesies on it, if we got like a caravan and just like fucking made it ridiculous.
No, I wouldn't be.
You wouldn't? Even
No.
if we took like the back seats out.
But I'm not buying a car with you.
Come on.
No, I don't
Hey,
share. I don't like sharing cars.
eBay turbo kits.
Rolling up to Cayuga or something like that and just this freaking
Yeah.
beat caravan.
They're
No.
good. The turbos and stuff are like
Good enough.
people buy them and like
They're
like,
probably fine.
they check them and they're like people that actually balance turbos and stuff like that. They check them and they're good. I mean the stuff that's coming from eBay and Alibaba is the same stuff you're seeing on like Amazon. It's just not marked up that much. Like I
Right.
buy so much stuff on eBay and Alibaba, and I'll see it and I'll be like, that's a pretty good price, and then I'll find the same product on a different website for cheaper. And it's just because they're just upselling it less. It's just
Yeah.
so there's so many parts that you can buy for so much cheaper than
Yeah.
what you see on like Tuner Motorsport, like European website like that.
I
It's
guess
like that's a
At the same
joke.
time, though, from what I've heard, you got to kind of get lucky with those sites because a lot of the time they'll advertise one product and send you a completely different brand.
You have to be very very diligent and reading the description. If the description says this fits 2005 BMW 3 Series, you got to be like, okay, well, guess what? There's 8 different 3 Series in 2005,
Yeah.
so you know that's not going to fit. Some of them, like I wouldn't buy certain stuff from those websites. Like
Yeah.
I won't buy a fuel pump from Alibaba, but I will buy sticker decals. I'd maybe buy like window tint and stuff like that.
Even like
So-
headlights and stuff, right? Like it's.
My headlights that I bought, they were $150 delivered to my door from eBay, and that's dirt cheap. Like my buddies are
Oh, yeah.
buying headlights for
You-
$500 to $1,000
That's
before
insane.
shipping.
That's
You-
insane.
Which to me is like I paid $900 for the car.
Right?
Really?
So
Yeah.
yeah, that's why it had so many problems.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. You You get what you buy, right?
You get what you
So
pay for.
that's the whole dilemma at this point. I'm trying to decide whether I want another bike or if I want a project car. Because realistically, I think I could get about $3,000 for the bike.
The problem is if you get a car, you need to get more tools. You have like
If you want to get a project car, you have to take the budget of your car and add a lot of money to it.
No, I know. That's the whole thing. Is like
you need tools, lift like jack stands and stuff
Very
like that.
expensive.
You don't have like the stuff in your
no.
garage.
I have
for
jack
that.
stands. I have
Okay.
tools.
I don't know if you have the right tools or enough tools.
I just don't have like I have analog tools.
It also depends on what you're working on. Like certain cars are way easier to work on than other cars. Like
German. I know.
Okay,
You
the
probably,
first things first. You need to get a compressor because you're
I have a
literally
compressor. I just don't have the impact gun.
Okay, you need to get an impact gun then
Yeah,
because
I
you
know.
literally you change your
Yeah.
tires with the fucking tire iron that comes in the
I
trunk
know,
of your car.
I know.
It takes them like
awful.
Yeah.
2 hours to change his tires.
Takes
I'm
me,
done in like
like,
15 minutes.
Yeah.
hour and a half to do my winter tire change. Sitting there, yeah, like. And by the end of it, I'm standing up. My
Yeah.
back's fucked.
Yeah.
Everything's fucked.
I've changed 4 car tires by the time he's
Yeah.
done his own.
He's changed all of his tires, showered, and went out for dinner already, and I'm still putting the third tire back on the car.
the problem is everything is so straightforward and easy, and then you go to do it, and then you're like, oh my goodness, I need a 9/16 wrench that is not full size but half size.
That's what I mean.
And then
like,
you order it on Amazon, and then you take it out, and then as you take it out, you're like, a little clip breaks, and then you have to find that tiny little clip on eBay, and like it just like, okay, my buddy, you guys know Calvin,
Yeah.
he had a TL, and
I thought he
did
still has it.
yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
had-
he
had-
still has it.
I was gonna say I saw it like the other day.
Yeah, he still has it. He blew, it's a V6, so he blew one of the head gaskets, the front one. So he would do like a day of work, and then he's like, I need to get a different socket. So we would wait 2 days for it to come on Amazon. And then if that's like a $30 socket, and then it went on for like 3 weeks, and then he eventually had to take his crank bolt out, and it broke like 2 breaker bar, or it broke a breaker bar, an extension, sockets. I had to get my buddy to
So you don't buy
come
tools
and
on
heat it
Amazon.
up with a welding torch and use a
Holy
special socket for like something that's literally just like get a breaker bar on it and break it.
Yeah.
Turned into like 2 weeks. So it all depends on what kind of stuff you want to do to it. But like, I'm going to say that like Honda, Toyota, Mazda, definitely the easiest to work on. And smaller the engine, the
They
easier
have
to work
small
on, too.
engines and big bays. Is what
Yeah.
the good
and the
part of it
older
is,
the
right?
car too. If you get like an 80s
Yeah.
Toyota,
And
Corolla.
I mean, if
Like,
you
I was
really
look-
want to get juice out of it one day, something that has a turbo. Because you can, at the end of the day,
Only
with
thing
a
is
turbo, you
with-
can just turn up the boost.
With those old turbos, is you're got to be worried about the turbo going.
yeah.
It's just one more piece to worry about, especially
Yeah.
when it's an older
Oh,
turbo.
definitely. If you're looking for something reliable, NA. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. But that kind of, then that kind of stuff spirals.
Because as much as I'd love to have an 80s G body, anything, Monte Carlo, GNX,
Yeah.
like Cutlass, anything. Like, for one, if you find one cheap, it's going to be beat to shit because somebody beat the crap out of it, or it's
Yeah.
going to be daily driven.
that's your biggest thing.
Right, that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Is you got to get really lucky with a project car. Whereas a bike, I could get a Japanese bike that's like 10 years, 12 years old, and I could pay $3,000 for
You
it.
basically
got to
you got to gamble on like if something is worth your time to work on.
Yeah. And
Because
how
it-
much time you have
and
to
how
work
much
on
time
it.
do you have? Like for example, like I don't have time to have a project car. That's why I want to buy something that might need like
You can do like a
a
2-hour.
a ball joint or
Yeah.
like a brake
Yeah.
repair, and like that's it.
Like I could do.
I wanted to
I
drive
could do
after that.
very basic shit with a car at this point, but with a bike, I could take that shit apart and put it back together.
Yeah.
yeah, so maybe just get a bike if you don't have
I
time
would
for a
say
car.
get a bike until you have the budget to do a project car,
Yeah.
meaning like,
Because that's the whole thing.
I'm
like,
gonna-
Or
same thing you were saying. Like, yeah, you could buy a car for $2,000, but then you got to budget another $6,000 for shit that you have to
Well, I was
do to
gonna
it,
say,
and another whole like season of time that's just going to be in the garage in pieces.
no,
Yeah.
what I'm saying is like, or you can just keep doing the bike thing over a cycle of time, and then eventually you'll accumulate all the tools that you'll need to
Yeah.
save you the money in the
Yeah,
long run to get a
because
car.
at this
So,
point,
like,
I
wait
got-
for like 5 years till you get a car and just have a couple bikes. Until
I got
then.
very lucky with the bike that I have right now, where I got myself girlfriend bought me a socket set for Christmas. So I got a really nice like ratchet set. It came with like the ratchet. It came with all the sockets. It's got like the whatever the screwdriver part of it is. Like
Yeah.
so I got like the whole kit, and then the bike itself has a center stand. built into the bike, so I don't need to get a jack
Oh,
for it or
that's
anything.
nice.
So you just pop it up, boom,
That's nice.
just work on it. So
Yeah.
Easy.
that was really nice. But
Yeah, and even with
at this
it's-
point now, it's getting to the point where it's not mechanical stuff that I can do. It's all electrical shit. And I've already redone the
Worst.
electrical once, and it's a fucking disaster.
yeah,
And I really don't want to take the carbs out. I don't want to take the gas tank off.
Pull out your multimeter.
Yeah, really though. Like I'm
18 settings.
I'm
Too much time for that.
Yeah.
At this point, and I know you experienced it when we were on the road trip, where I was like, if I turn it off, it's like a 50-50 that it's going
Oh,
to
yeah.
start without a boost.
Which is the worst.
We pulled over to save a turtle,
And it didn't start.
and it didn't start back up after
but
we were
then
done.
we stopped at Weber's for a whole like hour and a half
It's
long
fine.
lunch, and it
It's
started
fine.
up perfectly. Like it just
Yeah.
decides when it feels like.
So
it's
that's the
starting.
thing. Like basically, when you make sure your bike is good to go and you don't have these issues, then you upgrade to the next project.
Yeah.
and go from there. Like,
Yeah.
then you'll
I wanna get something
eventually
bigger
you'll
as
figure out
well,
all the
because
common issues.
I want to get something bigger as well, and something with a better seat, more suited for touring, because we did 300 kilometers, and I did that on my 80s muscle bike.
You missed a good
And
drive.
tough.
Swear to God,
I
I
know,
was
apparently.
essentially paraplegic after that. Because my tailbone and ass were so fucked, like I couldn't.
You thought
sit,
he got pro by aliens or something.
I could not
Oh,
sit.
man.
I was sitting like sideways like this on his like Muskoka chairs in the backyard afterwards because I could not put pressure on my
That's
tailbone.
awful.
It was brutal for like a whole like 24 hours. I couldn't sit properly.
Yeah. Yeah. All I'm gonna say is for Project Car, it's definitely way more satisfying when you can just be like, okay, I'm gonna buy coilovers or new suspension for my car and like get like nice suspension rather than like buying a Project Car and you're like tight on money and then be like, I'm gonna buy really cheap springs from eBay. Like a lot of those like parts are good, but it's like also nicer to be like, I'm gonna put on a Brembo kit on my car and like put on good
Go
stuff.
for the Wilkinsons or nothing.
good. What?
What is the Wilkinson? Isn't that the ceramic brake kit that are like they're on par with
Wilkinson
Brembo?
is a
No,
company
that's
that makes
Wisco.
Wilkinson makes
Quick,
pickups, bro.
Quick stop.
They
There's
make
something
guitar
with-
pickups.
Something
I know-
with a double.
I know the logo you're looking at.
the W,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, I think that's Quick Stop.
Oh, maybe.
Wilkinson makes
no,
guitar
it's not.
pickups.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Hold on, I gotta find it now.
All right. Although I gotta interrupt you guys. We're on like the concerningly low
I got a piece.
spaced. Oh, you can interrupt and just say you can go pee. That's a thing that we do.
I'm gonna go pee.
All right, go pee. Yeah, take a break. We'll take a 1 minute break, do some outros, and then we'll get to the end. All right, we're back at it.
Yeah, so I figured after some research, it's not Wilkinson, which is like a Fender brand.
Oh,
But
right back into it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it is it's like a guitar brand.
anyway, it doesn't matter. But
Anyways,
yeah,
good pee break.
Yeah, good. Yeah. I don't remember what we were talking about, but yeah, like ceramic brakes and stuff, like because it's Donut Media that's doing that. Is more expensive, more better
High-low?
series.
High low.
Yeah, and with
Yeah.
the 350s.
Yeah.
And I know the one guy put like the really expensive ceramic brakes, and the other guy did like the eBay kit, and like they did like the eBay turbo versus like a huge like
Yeah.
$3,000 turbo, and
Yeah.
they ended up like
It
almost,
depends what it like. It really depends what it is.
They're pretty close in performance, but I think the biggest thing that they were finding was the durability. Like the expensive brands were taking a lot more
Yeah,
beating, and the
yeah.
eBay brands were burning out really quick, or
Yeah.
like not taking up to the abuse.
Yeah.
really.
But at the same time, like buying big brakes don't make you brake faster. They just make your brake fade less when you're at the track.
Yeah.
Like a lot of that stuff, like even a seat, like okay, one you paid $300 for, one you paid $1,000 for.
Just go find a
The
beat-
$1,000 one is always going to be better, but that's not the point. Is it worth spending $1,000 on a seat?
Go find a beat Sentra R spec, pull the Recaros out of it, and slap it into whatever you
My
want.
buddy drove it to herself for years, and he replaced the two front seats with Recaros. And honestly, I never sat in a proper racing seat or like even like a consumer racing seat before
They're
that.
not comfy.
Oh my god, it was the most comfy seat I ever sat in my life.
The Recaro, yeah.
It was like you felt
It
like
depends what kind of bucket seat
the
it is.
Yeah.
chair was like all the high sides and everything. It felt like it was
The
like,
bolstering,
hugging you.
yeah, it's
like I
insane.
never felt so comfortable in a
You
chair.
could take a corner at 160 is the point. You don't move.
yeah,
Yeah.
but like it's just also like just casual cruising. It was like it felt like it was hugging me. I loved it.
Yeah, I
every
can't wait
moment
to
of
get. I can't
like a
wait to
good-
get seats in the Beamer,
I want to do
and
it.
it looks
my,
sick.
I want to do it in my daily card just because it's cool.
You're gonna put Recaros in the Solera
Might
That
as
would
well.
be so funny. Put yellow
And a-
Recaros.
and a
I
roll
would think
cage.
red.
and a roll
Or
cage.
red.
That's useless.
Well, you can't put red with the tan leather.
It's not tan leather.
It's
It's
not
black
tan.
leather.
Oh, is it black leather?
It's a luxury car, bro.
I thought it was tan leather though.
No. If it was tan leather, I would have gotten a cloth seat because I don't like leather.
Oh.
I'm not a leather guy.
I had leather in my
It's too
in my
hot in the
last car,
summer.
and yeah, you sit down like a barbecue.
My girlfriend, I always put a sweater down on the seat for my girlfriend when she's sitting down because it's like she burns her leg as soon as she sits in the
Yeah,
car.
it's insane. That's why I got the 5% tint in my car.
5%.
5% in the back windshield, and then the front is 20.
Make sure I'm gonna pull out of here before you do because you can't see anything at night.
I can see everything at night. The front is 20. The front
If you
two
open your windows.
No, the front is 20. I can see.
The front passenger windows are 20?
The driver and the passenger windows are 20, and then the
Oh, I
back
thought you
the
said they're
back the
5.
back seat and the back windshield are 5. I can't see shit.
Oh, fair
at
enough.
night.
Fair enough.
I can see my mirrors though.
I have clear windows.
Yeah.
Me too.
But now, like in the heat, like I've already noticed a temperature drop. It's not insane because the windshield is still untinted, but like everything else, it's nice and
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
It's a lot cooler. It's not cool, but it's cooler.
Yeah.
When my bro and I shared the car, he didn't want to invest in the tinted windows.
It's like $200
So
to
I'm
do the
just
whole
gonna
car.
go do it like probably
It's like
soon.
It'll
Liter-
make your car look totally different.
It's
Yeah.
$200
So,
bucks.
such a good mod.
Literally for like the entire car. I think I paid like 180 for my car.
Car tint
I have
was
less
the
windows too.
car tint was the only DIY that I failed at. That I couldn't do.
Yeah, it's
'Cause
tough.
if you
I
leave, like,
tried it.
one
It
bubble,
just came,
it's-
it just came out shit. I don't know if my solution was not right because wrap you put on and then you heat and it sticks, whereas window tint is you spray
With, like, the liquid.
onto it
And
and then
you
you put the thing on and then you card out the liquid from underneath the tint.
water and baby soap.
Yeah, I did everything that they said. It just didn't really come out right. And I mean, you don't really see very many people doing window tint DIYs. I think there's a reason for that. So
Yeah, you
go
gotta know
get
it.
your windows tinted.
do it
and
properly.
It's
don't
not
do it
expensive.
yourself.
It's not expensive. I had a company come and actually did it in like a buddy of mine's driveway because they were doing his car anyway.
Yeah.
So
I see, had a couple done at once.
they showed up. They did mine. They did his. We went out, had lunch, came back.
That's not
Cars
bad.
were done.
Yeah, it's cool. Actually, not a bad idea.
They,
Get a
they
group
told you.
rate.
They said leave the cars unlocked and leave the money in the cup holder.
Oh, cool.
That's pretty.
They
dope.
showed up, did it, took the money, fucked off,
Done.
came back, and it was done.
That's pretty cool.
Not bad.
Yeah, man.
Anyways, boys,
What do you think?
I think we're at like over 2 hours. This is a good episode.
I think we're ready to
Holy.
fizzle it
And
out.
I don't think I have to edit any of this too. This is good. Thank God for the video. I don't have to edit it because I would have hated that. Would have been.
I had a brain fart earlier. Maybe
Yeah.
edit that.
No, it's okay.
I have
It's
real
okay.
farts sometimes on
This,
air,
this
so we're
is
good.
this is good. There was nothing like sketchy, no cross conversation. It was good. But Derek has a surprise for us.
Derek does have a surprise.
Yeah, we're gonna have our first
Live.
live performance on the DvM Myke show.
Oh yeah.
I'm
He doesn't.
honored.
He doesn't even know yet what he's gonna play.
I'm honored.
But we'll wrap it up, do our outros, and then we'll restage everything, and then we'll get the performance, and hopefully the recording comes through decent. Otherwise, it's gonna go up anyways, whatever. But I'll try and throw like something over it just to like kind of balance out the volumes. But anyways,
It'll sound good.
We'll end how we usually do. So I don't know if you want to plug your social media.
Not that he needs to.
Not that you need to, but if you want to, you can.
Yeah, sure. Follow me on Instagram at Derek Vox. And my Spotify, look up Derek last September because I'm not popular enough yet to be the top
Yeah.
Derek.
and if you have YouTube or Google, it comes up weird. I think I showed you this before. Like it comes up as 4 different Dereks or like
Yeah.
three different Dereks for one for each
Imposters.
song. It's weird. But yeah, no. Anything you want to say before we're out of here?
not much. It was nice chatting with you fellas. Thanks for having me on the pod.
Absolutely.
Maybe
Always
I'll
happy.
make a anniversary return.
Might as well.
First episode, season 3.
Well, I guess by that time it'd be 4.
Is this season 3?
This is
first
season
episode?
2. It's a half a year thing.
Oh,
So we did
gotcha.
26
Gotcha.
episodes, 1 a week for the first season. Like it's all like a hypothetical. It's like a joke thing that we do.
Gotcha.
This season.
This is coming out on July 1st, and then like
It's literally a week
for
after
January
the last
1st, we'll
episode.
have season 3 kind of thing.
Fair enough. Well, actually, we should do this as like, okay, I currently have 3 songs out. My best song has 1 million and a bit streams. We'll see what I'm at next time I'm back.
Hey, when your song comes out, like when it's ready to be released, you can come back again. Like I don't
Fair
care.
enough.
I mean, when we
there
have
was a good conversation.
I
here.
live
I'm not
very
upset.
close.
Yeah, right.
when we have notable artists releasing new albums and such, we have Mr. Dick doing a little segment on that as well. We talked about the Foo Fighters concerts, and we talked about what album did you talk about that just came out as well?
talked about Tragically Hip's album that
Tragically
came out.
Hip, a new album.
I
Yeah.
don't know if you heard about that.
Yeah.
It was just like
unreleased music.
unreleased songs that came out. Yeah. Anyways, cool. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks in advance for this performance you're gonna give us. Hopefully it sounds cool. Like
It's gonna.
I'm looking
great.
forward to it.
He's a celebrity.
I know. It's just about me making sure I edit it okay.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Um,
Where can
If
they
you have
find
to
you?
edit it, that means
well,
it's bad.
I'll just like throw like a denoiser on it and like maybe a compressor or something,
Fair enough.
just to like balance everything out.
Where can they find you, Dick?
Instagram at Richard Harknett. Very simple. It's just that.
Where can they find the show?
They can find the show on Instagram and Facebook at the Dick Van Myke Show, and on Twitter at Dick Van Myke, which we're gonna start posting all of our regular photos to. And we have these stickers.
Oh, you want some clickbait or something?
Clickbait.
There's the
Yeah.
Johnny Cobra
stickers. Yeah. We'll slap these right
These-
on the hood of
now
your car.
Now we can promote them. So these
Yeah.
are the stickers that everyone can get for free.
Derek's gonna take some away with him.
For free.
Correct.
Like, there you go. You can take more if you want. I'm just gonna hand you one of each.
And you can find me at MA D'Alessandro21L2S's on Instagram.
You got that right.
We have me and Dick both have the links to this page as well as our other endeavors on our bios. You can find all the updates there. I did realize for the season finale I did not post on Instagram. That was my bad. I think
Really?
we both didn't notice. Yeah.
Whoops.
It was a busy week for both of us. We were both pretty swamped.
I was also just not around.
Yeah. It's been busy for me. But yeah, I'm gonna do a post tonight for the finale, and then we'll do one when it comes out.
Yeah, and to all our fellow Canadians, happy Canada Day.
Happy damn
Happy
Canada Day.
Birthday, Canada.
Enjoy it. It's a good day.
Enjoy it. We're gonna get backlash. People are gonna get mad at us.
No, don't worry about it. Don't even bring
Doesn't
it up.
matter.
Don't even bring it up.
Come back for more sick ivy.
Is that what it is?
I don't know.
No.
It's the green plant.
It's the green plant.
We don't know what it's called.
Dick Van Plant.
Dick Van Plant.
All right. Anyways, here we go for Derek's live performance. Thanks for tuning in to this episode, and we'll see you guys next week. Literally, see
Yeah, we'll see you.
y'all.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Peace out.
Peace.
All right. Like whenever I'm ready.
Yep.
All right, people. This is my song, "Movies in Heaven." I wrote it a while ago. Just kind of went over it and rewrote it lately. That's something I'm big on, is like rewriting. Like the first time you write a song is not going to be the best version the song can be. So just keeping on working on it. And that's what I've been doing with this song lately. So here it goes. This is "Movies in Heaven." It was Father's Day on a fishing boat, just floating in the waves. A little boy and his grandpa are spending the day. 'Cause Dad flew up to heaven after he lost all his hair. Grandpa says life just ain't fair, no. And as a single raindrop fell from the sky, yeah, the little boy had something on his mind. Are there movies in heaven? If not, what else do they do? Can they sing and can they dance? Can they watch the news? 'Cause I like to think that my old man is up there watching me grow. Are there movies in heaven? Maybe one day I'll know. Is there a palace made of gold, or is that just a myth? Is there such thing as growing old, or do we merely exist? Is it sunny every single day? 'Cause I think that I'd miss the rain, I'd miss the pain, I'd miss feeling all of this. Are there movies in heaven? If not, what else do they do? Can they sing and can they dance? Can they watch the news? 'Cause I like to think that my old man is up there watching me grow. Are there movies in heaven? Maybe one day I'll know. Oh, maybe I'll know. Yeah, yeah. It was Father's Day on a fishing boat, just floating in the waves. A little boy and his grandpa were spending the day. 'Cause Dad flew up to heaven and he's watching me grow. Maybe we are the movies, maybe one day I'll know. Thank you.
Fire.
Thank you.
Loved it.
There's these female girls yelling through the windows.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you. See you next time, folks.